Huffman coming to a comfortable lead, coming out of 2. He's got about 8 car lengths, put it half a second over to Wayne Vincent as Chad Cole works the number 2 spot.
Time is running out. Vincent's got it. Cole wants it to the wall. Chevrolet puts the bumper to the 13 of Vincent. Vincent not backing down. He's in second. Gentlemen, we got 1 car on the bottom of the 10 cars.
The final stop here tonight at Roller Dice, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Who will roll the dice? Who will win the championship? And it's the final leg of the 2013 RSR Icebreaker Winter Series comes to Viva Las Vegas Motor Speedway at the 1.5 mile tri-oval. Hello everybody, welcome to ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network coverage of the final race. 150 laps. Michael Keaton, always a pleasure to work with you, buddy. We're going out with a bang.
Absolutely, Wes. Week number 10, I guess you could say. Race number 10 at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. What a way to end the season. I know these guys are ready to cap up what is a great season so far at Vegas. And like you said, who's going to roll the dice tonight? We already know Chad Cole has clinched the championship. But who's going to roll the dice for second, Wes? Who's going to roll the dice to get that final win in the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a tight battle between Dwayne Vincent and John Abbott. And I'll tell you, somebody else, don't count out, Joey Katina. He could possibly emerge in there in striking distance and make a run for second or third.
You know, Wes, I saw a post on Joey Katina's Facebook earlier today talking about how he's sitting there in 4th in points, and like you said, waiting to just strike out. Last week, he finished 4th. So, you know, good week for him last week. He can carry that momentum coming into this week at Vegas. And then you got to think, February 25th, right around the corner, the Full Throttle Cup Series. We know Joey Katina is going to be a part of that, and that might be a leapfrog-type situation for him and his crew.
No doubt about it. Of course, the final race tonight with the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series, and then it's balls to the wall for 36 straight weeks after 1 week off next Monday night, and the 2013 RSR Full Throttle Cup Series as they get ready to battle it out here tonight under the lights at here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Taking a look at results from last week, I'll tell you what, it was an exciting event and an awesome race that we had at Rockingham. Came down to the wire at Kentucky Speedway. Michael Keaton, tell them more about it, buddy, as I start to find out the tally of the top 5s, top 10s, and much more.
Yeah, the Darrell Waltrip My Kentucky Home Night last Monday night at Kentucky Speedway. 130 laps that Chad Cole took the victory home in dominating style, I guess to say the least. Actually, Chad Cole did not win the race. He clinched the championship in dominating style by finishing second. David Lanza won the race last week at Kentucky Speedway in that number 33 machine. And of course, Rich Jett.
Yeah, go ahead. Rich Jett put on a good show. I want to throw that out there. He had a good comeback.
Yeah, Rich Jett had an awesome comeback. Wes started 16th spot last week at Kentucky, worked his way up to 3rd. Matt Lacrosse finished 4th, and that was a guy who led, I think, led the most laps, or led second to the most laps. Hunter Davis leading the most laps last week at Kentucky, but Lacrosse did a fabulous job. And then Ed Williams Jr. in that ATV-sponsored machine finished 5th.
Yeah, good run for Ed Williams Jr. Finishing in the 5th position. Started that race in 25th. Doug Roth and the Stroker Races team, I got to give props to both of them. Rich Jett and Doug Roth. I know you mentioned Rich finishing 3rd. He started 16th. Doug Roth started 24th, rallying back through the field. But I just want to mention somebody. Hunter Davis led the most laps of the race. He led 49. Fell back, involved in a wreck in the late rally, and finished 8 laps down in 18th position. Dwayne Vincent got caught up in that exchange as well, and that's what hurt him in the Chase Championship, falling back to running Cole. Cole did everything he absolutely had to do, led 23 of those 130 laps last week at Kentucky, and went on to win the championship. And does that make it more comfortable as we bring in our 3rd member of our broadcast team, the All-Star ETV Live, powered by HD Radio Network pit road reporter Dakota Ehrman? Does that make it more comfortable for Chad Cole to focus now just on the race and not worry about a championship since he's already locked it up?
I would say it does, but I mean, I already talked to Chad Cole about his plans tonight, and I mean, he wants to get up there and race for it in the end. But really, he said he's going to basically be a weenie most of the first half of the race, and I think you'll see a little bit of most of the guys that you usually see doing that with the current draft model and everything that we have. It makes things so hard at a track like this, Wesley.
Absolutely, and now taking a look at your point standings as we come down to it here for tonight. The final night in the points, it's going to be right now Chad Cole, he's out in front. He's locked the championship. Dwayne Vincent 2nd in 74 back. By the way, just want to recap Chad Cole. Out of the 9 starts, 10th counting tonight, 2 poles, 4 wins, 8 top 5s, 9 top 10s. Even if he didn't win all these races, Michael Keaton, he is Mr. Consistency. It shows from first down to the bottom of the pendulum ladder that Vincent, Abbott, Katina could not get those top 5, top 10s, consistent finishes like Chad Cole did.
Yeah, absolutely, Wes. You know, you mentioned John Abbott, who's sitting there in 3rd. You know, when you talk about consistency, if you're going to catch up with Chad Cole, if you're going to catch up, I guess, to the degree of where Dwayne Vincent's sitting in points, you've got to win races. And John Abbott has not won any races this year. Although he's finished 3 times in the top 5, you got to win a race. You got to find some way to win and get them extra points. Joey Katina, we mentioned him finishing 4th a couple weeks ago. He's 4th in the points now. Again, though, no top 5s, but he's got 15 top 7s. So, you know, it kind of, or he's got 7 top 15, so it kind of makes him, you know, balance out to a degree, but it doesn't put him ahead in the points, Wes. And then, of course, Doug Roth rounding out the top 5, also no wins this season.
Absolutely, and of course, Rich Jett, 6th in the points. His best finish was at Kentucky last Monday night. You know, 2 top 5s, 6 top 10s, and it shows. Jett is 6th, Adam Roberts is 7th, 8th is Kel Dresbach, 9th is Matt Lacrosse, 10th is Terry Lane. And again, I just want to throw this out here. You've got a tie coming into the last race of the year between 8th and 9th, Kel Dresbach and Matt Lacrosse. They're going to battle it out. And Terry Lane, don't count out him in the 83 car. He might possibly be able to rally up there and make a rally to finish 8th or better in the rundown and not be 10th.
Yeah, and you mentioned Matt Lacrosse there, Wes. 3 top 5s in the last 3 races. So again, look for him to try to break that tie with Kel Dresbach at the end of this race tonight.
Well, let's tell you a little bit more about where we're at tonight for the final race of the year. It is the 1.5 mile Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Las Vegas has had racing in some form or another back in the 70s, back until it wasn't the Western expansion, until NASCAR got involved, that saw the construction and the resurrection to be what it is today. The 1.5 mile tri-oval that stands here today, the original track designed with only 12 degrees of banking, resulted in long, spread out, boring racing that, while ideal for open wheel cars, was not to NASCAR's liking. So in 2006, plans were announced to reconfigure the racetrack to what it is today. March 26 Sprint Cup race, increasing the banking from 12 degrees to 20 degrees of banking, and this reconfiguration entailed progressive banking. What a lot of people talk about to this day that you see at other tracks like Chicagoland and Michigan and Auto Club Speedway. They took it off of Vegas, which increases the degree of banking on a gradient towards the outside of the track. This allows more groove and lanes of racing. Also, the Speedway moved pit road 275 feet closer to the grandstands. Las Vegas Motorsports Complex enjoys also a drag strip where NHRA drag racing is held, a half-mile short track of asphalt, 2.5-mile road course, and the always famous half-mile dirt track at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, which hosts drivers of the World of Outlaw Late Model Series and the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, as well as big modified events. And Michael Keaton is now going to tell you about the Calamity Corners. Where are we going to be watching tonight's race at for trouble? Okay, all right. Just wanted to throw this out there also. At one point, the capacity was 142,000, Michael Keaton, and now after they did the precision banking and the track configuration, now it sits over 167,000 people. So we'll talk about Calamity Corners and much, much more, but that is your layout of Las Vegas Motor Speedway as we get ready to go racing. Let's go down trackside now for the final race of the year to the Cactus Cuties and the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hey, just a little bit of tidbit of information and breaking news from the Professor George Wood. Chad Cole, Dwayne Vincent, or Matt Lacrosse could win $50 if they win this race. Let's find out. Let's go trackside for the command.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
The field fires up for the final RSR Icebreaker Winter Series Event of the Year from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. David Lands in the 33 will be on the pole with a speed of 31.201. To his outside, Brian Harvey in the 67. He'll start second. Row 2, Michael Keaton.
A man that we thought would have won it last week at Kentucky fell short of nothing but defeat. The number 41, Hunter Davis, starts third, and to his outside, the number 4, in fourth, C.J. LeVere.
Row number 3, starting fifth, Jonathan Goodell in the 26 car, and to his inside. To his outside will be Dwayne Vincent, one of those drivers that could pocket $50 if he goes to victory lane. He sits second in the points. He'll start sixth. Outside, row 3, in car, number 6, ironically.
In the number 7th position, the points championship driver, Chad Cole, also in the mix and running to win $50 bonus tonight. To his outside, the 16 of Steve Ritter.
We're going to speed the starting lineup out as the field begins to roll. Eric Arnold will start inside row 5 and 9th. Mike Montesi in the 20 will be beside him in 10th.
Kildrez back 11th. The 12th position belongs to Jose Gonzalez.
We now move to row number 7, starting 13th, Angelo Cordino in the 49. To his outside, the 84, 14th of Jimmy North.
John Abbott rolls off 15th. 16th, Rich Jett.
Matt Lacrosse, one of the drivers that could win $50 if he wins tonight. He starts 17th in the 21, and Randy Wells will start 18th in the 46.
The number 44 machine, Glenn Campbell, rolls off 19th. The number 71 and 20th, Keith Brooks Jr.
Continuing on with the lineup, starting 21st, Doug Manning in the 51. He's got at least going to have a chance to have a good rally. He'll start 22nd to his outside. 24, Mark Bradshaw.
Bobby Wetzel, 23rd. Chad Schilling rolling off 24th.
Starting 25th, it's Joey Katina in the 14 car, and Adam Roberts will start 26th in the 88.
John Millwane and Michael Gray make up row 27 and 28.
Row 15, starting 29th, Doug Roth in the 43, Nathan Bowers in the 85.
J. Randall Watkins, Justin Wilson in the 58, starting 32nd.
And the rest of the field, Doug Fleming, Wyatt Wolf Jr., Douglas Wyatt, Ed Williams Jr., Stephen Herring, and there is your lineup. And ladies and gentlemen, we are green flag for the final race of 2013 with the Icebreaker Winter Series. Let the winter thaw, let the racing season fully begin in spring. They take off into turn 1 with Lanza out in front for the first lap.
So far, the first two guys up front, okay, but the little double file action between C.J. LeBaron and Vincent as they settle it out on the backstretch here. Wes, Las Vegas is a very fast racetrack, and so far, these guys are single file in 3 and 4.
Field comes back to the line, and it's going to be David Lanza. He'll lead lap 1. Meanwhile, in 9th position, Eric Arnold getting a little bit antsy. He's also battling with Jose Gonzalez. 9th through 12th, they're hot and heated, going at it big time. Almost 3 wide. Car in the middle, Jose Gonzalez to his outside. Eric Arnold in the 47. They're all kind of fan back out single file. They come back to the line and put lap 2 on the board.
Possibly a new leader coming out of turn 4 here. Hunter Davis in the 41 machine. Looks underneath. Lanza out of 4. Maintains the lead, but let's go down to Dakota for a little bit of track information about Viva Las Vegas as Hunter Davis leads the way.
Yeah, guys, and as Wesley mentioned, they did a little bit of a track reconfiguration. It does help the racing side by side through 1 and 2. Especially, you can now use the outside lane. There's a lot of bumps just a little bit up off the bottom in 1, and that makes it really extremely hard to race on the bottom, and that's why the outside lane does usually prevail, and you will see a lot of people go up there and use it. Also, the draft almost makes this feel like a super speedway, guys.
Absolutely, you're exactly right. Dakota Airman down there on pit road, and driving around Las Vegas is fast, bottom line. Calamity corners you need to watch for. The old flatter banking bore resemblance to Kentucky, where we were last week, as both required patience to get through the corners. This track is a lot like Charlotte and Atlanta with the aggressive track. Look to see these drivers get down to the white line in the corners to gain best cut around the turns for the best bite down the straightaways. And the track is exceptionally smooth, partially because of the stable, warm climate of the Nevada desert. That doesn't heave a salt, though. The racing groove is also wide, and the corners are non-issue. However, if there is a place to watch for trouble, it's in the apron of the tri-oval. Look to see passes made below the white line, which leads to trouble at the start-finish line, where the pavement significantly widens out. There is your Calamity Corners, places to watch. So bottom line, come the green flag to the checkered flag. Michael Keaton, you better watch the start-finish line, because that's where a lot of trouble takes place in Vegas.
Yeah, we've already seen a little bit of trouble early on here already with the 24 car. Mark Bratcher's being shown way off pace here, Wes. 27 seconds from the leader, Hunter Davis, right now. Mark Bratcher started in the 22nd position, and now he's all the way back to 37. So, you know, Vegas, like you mentioned, it could be a tough track. He might have lost, may have lost the momentum as he hit the apron there in one of the turns.
3-car battle for the lead in turn number 3. David Lanza on the outside lane. He went to victory lane in Kentucky last week. To his insides, Hunter Davis, a man that also was able to possibly go to victory lane till the late wreck. C.J. LeBaron in the 4-car sits in 3rd. He's ready to take this away, and don't count out Dwayne Vincent also in 4th position. Top 4 cars. Throw a blanket over them. Don't count out Goodell or Vincent or Cole. They're in the mix. The champions in 7th. They'll all come to the line this time by to put lap 8 on the board. But David Lanza trying to pull off the 2 in a row after winning Kentucky last week, Mike.
Yeah, he's hanging real tough on the outside as well. C.J. LeBaron in the 4 machine just behind Lanza now, giving him a little bit of help as Hunter Davis is down there by himself. But here comes Dwayne Vincent to the line. Still the leaders are neck and neck.
And also bottom feeding down to the bottom of the racetrack. That's the terminology used for announcers in the dirt track world, but that can also be used for announcing on asphalt as well. The bottom of the racetrack is the driver in the 7th position. Now falls back to 8th. Steve Ritter really driving the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get around this place. He is going below the white line and then some, trying to reel in that number 20 of Montesi as they come back to the stripe.
Still side by side, West for the lead. David Lanza, give it to him that time by as Hunter Davis in the 41 machine still clinging to the bottom. C.J. Lavere still right behind Dwayne or Lanza there. And like Dakota mentioned, Wes, this is kind of insane. I know these guys are probably already sweating at the wheel here because this looks like a Talladega-type Daytona race here.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And I really believe that they might want to kind of calm down in the early going. There's the London in 50 laps. This is a long race here tonight, the final race of the year. And we're only on lap number 10. Thus, they are, whoa, 84, Jimmy North put a little smoke from the rear into his car. Him and Eric Arnold were battling. They about wreck each other, Mike. So, yeah, it's getting antsy right now as now Arnold shakes off the cobwebs to run down the 11 of Gonzalez and the 20 of Montesi in front of him as they exit off turn 4, and Steve Ritter's in that mix.
Yeah, and just think, Wes, that's the top 10 right there. You got Jose Gonzalez, who's in 9th, and then directly behind him is Eric Arnold in that 10th spot. So put it even the top 20, top 15, Wes, are all right here near the leaders. And I'm telling you, we got 2x2 racing all the way from 3rd all the way back to about 15th.
And the field comes back to the stripe, and it's still David Lanza leading the way as he has now got Brian Harvey up to deal with that last lap. Now they come back around to the line. C.J. Lavere sticks his nose in the gunfight. I was trying to talk about Harvey bottom feeding down to the bottom of the racetrack is what I was trying to hint out. He's hooked up with Dwayne Vincent and also Hunter Davis, the inside lane, trying to make a move on the drivers of the outside lane. Meanwhile, Lanza leads them into turn 3 with Lavere on his back door. Here comes Davis to the inside, 3 wide for the lead out of turn 4.
Hunter Davis underneath C.J. Lavere. Lavere's going to have to back out. He does it. They tag in turn 4, Wes.
Contact made at the stripe. They'll battle back into turn number 1. Lanza knows that there is a hornet. There's a pack of bees behind him. One wrong slip in the hornet's nest is going to sting him. Lanza to the outside lane. Lavere goes to the inside. New leader at Vegas. It's going to be C.J. Lavere as they go and roar down into turn 3. And believe it or not, they're about to close up on back marker cars in just a short while, Michael Keaton.
I saw a little bit of electrical problems coming out of the 33 of David Lanza just for a second, and as you mentioned, Dwayne Vincent now runs 2nd, Lavere to the inside in 3rd, now call it 2nd going into turn 1. Lavere's going to work for the lead in turn 2, Wes.
Lavere to the inside, Lanza to the outside, and Lanza's going to have a wingman with Dwayne Vincent hooked up on his back door. But here comes help as well. Chad Cole ready to help out the man 2nd in the point standings as Vincent pulls to the inside. Last race of the year, $50 of the line. Vincent leads out of turn 4 at Vegas Motor Speedway to put lap 15 on the board.
And Vincent's going to take the lead down the front stretch. As you mentioned, Wes, Lanza having to roll out of the throttle a little bit coming out of turn 4. Might have looked like he'd ate the wall if he wouldn't have rolled out of that throttle. We are in the early going here, and the next quest for RSR will be the Full Throttle Cup Series, and that will include the VRC MK2 Virtual Racing Seat, a simulation racing cockpit designed by champion race car driver Bob Earl. Who better than a real race car driver to design a real simulation racing cockpit? As a former race car driver, Bob Earl knows what it means to be comfortable in the cockpit. The design features a fully adjustable seat and frame. Additional monitor and stand and shifter mounts are sold separately. Proud sponsor of the 2013 RSR Full Throttle Cup Series starting on February the 25th. A high-quality and affordable virtual racing cockpit can be yours. Order one today at BobEarlRacing.com. And Michael Keaton, the quest will begin in less than 2 weeks from Monday night here on ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network, to see who will carry home the new Bob Earl Trophy. We're in the early go, and that Bob Earl Trophy is the race seat. Dwayne Vincent, Lanza, Lavere, Davis, Cole,
Your top 5 were in the early running from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This is the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series on ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network.
My name is Mark Bratcher. I drive the number 24 car at Real Sim Racing League. You're listening to ETV Live Radio on the HD Radio Network. Thank you to Massengale Appliances, Parts, Sales, and Service for everything they do for our team.
Welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Viva Las Vegas. I think of Elvis, gambling, and great racing when you think of Vegas. And what happens in Vegas, better stay in Vegas, Michael Keaton. But one thing is for certain, final race of the year for the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series. Before we go full throttle for the Cup Series coming up in 2 weeks, 36 grinding races, 36 race week grind to find out who will win that Bob Earl Racing Seat cockpit that we talked about. But for the moment, Dwayne Vincent's got dollar signs on the brain. He's out in front as we're lap 23 on the board, and if he wins tonight, he pockets 50 extra bucks.
Yeah, you know, we're at Vegas, so it's easy to talk about gambling here. I want to know what the over and under is here for a caution to come out. I mean, you know, all joking aside, this is just a testament of what the Real Sim Racing League has developed over time, Wes. I mean, these guys, you see them right now side by side, 3 wide for the lead earlier. You've got all kinds of battles going on the racetrack. They're all close together, but no one's wrecked. No one's even really bumped each other. It's just a testament of how good that this RSR league is, and a testament to how these admins run this league.
Absolutely, and Dakota Ehrman, a lot of people are saying that the draft package here at Vegas tonight is kind of like Daytona.
Yeah, it's been that way, especially the final half.
Car in the wall! We got a car in the wall! Trouble in turn 1 and 2. Jimmy North goes around, and damn it, Michael Keaton, just as fast as you say we're going to be no yellow flag factor, the caution falls. So you're what did you say? The 0 to 1 factor just went up in smoke.
Yeah. I guess the over and under is what, 15 seconds?
Well, absolutely. And the caution is out first. Dakota Ehrman. Sorry, buddy, didn't mean to scare you there. But let's throw back to you on pit road. I know they were saying the draft is a lot like Daytona tonight.
Yeah, that's just the way it's been since the new build with iRacing. It's It is a lot like a super speedway. That's the only way you can put it. We go to, I think you're going to notice a lot with the new Full Throttle Cup Series. It's going to be a lot like that too, with just a mile and a half, and even just the larger tracks. It really is a pain, guys. You can't really get away, and as you're seeing here in Texas, it provides pretty good racing, but I'm sure some of these drivers are really frustrated right now.
So caution number 1 is out over the Speedway. It involves the car number 84 of Jimmy North. And I'll tell you what, Michael Keaton, we mentioned that driver's name a couple of times. Him and Eric Arnold and Mike Montesi and company, they were kind of getting real antsy, battling with one another. And finally, one thing led to another, and in the spinning cycle he went between turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of damage to the back end of that race car. Jimmy North going to bring it down pit road as well as the rest of the field here. Wes going to probably get the crew to work on the rear end there. The front looks good on that machine. It's just the rear end. And at Vegas, I don't know how important it's going to be to have a little bit of damage on that back end, but I can imagine that it's going to hurt him a little bit in the draft.
And Rich Jett, the only driver that stays off of pit road. Vincent Lanza-Cole of Air, the top 5 in front of Dakota Ehrman on pit road.
Coming down after several laps, I mean 27 to be exact. It will be 4-tire stops here. You see David Lanza, the left sides are up. They're almost down. He's going to have a tight battle off pit road. It's going to be Dwayne Vincent. Vincent's going to get around. LeVayre's also going to get around him, guys.
Yeah, Vincent gets out first, followed by LeVayre. David Lanza, good race off pit road. And is he thinking about the dollar signs? I really got to believe that. The chance of making 50 extra real bucks want to make you put this car in victory lane for the 6th tonight?
I think yes. And, you know, if you're Dwayne Vincent and being out here in front, Wes, it also kind of makes you wonder, you know, is first a good spot to be in? We've seen the first accident already here tonight, but it happened kind of mid-pack back there with Jimmy North around, I believe it was 13th position. But we saw a lot of action up front, so I don't know if Dwayne's sitting in a good spot or not right now, Wes.
Absolutely, and when it all cycles back around, the 32 car of Rich Jett will be the leader. He did not come to pit road, but joining us in the booth right now, the man out in front, second of the standings, and of course he will at least have a chance to win tonight's race and pocket $50 extra. Dwayne Vincent, the Cobra man, are you coiled, ready to strike here in Vegas and put the 6 in victory lane for the final race of the year?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to roll the dice, man.
Does that extra $50 bonus kind of making you get up on the wheel a little bit harder tonight, maybe?
Yes, it is. I'd like to win it.
I think we've got a side, Michael Keaton, that we've never seen of Dwayne Vincent before tonight.
Yeah, I think Vincent's probably in the catbird seat here, I guess if you could say. Vincent, so far the race has been kind of exciting, man. Up front we saw some pretty wide action there with Hunter Davis and David Lanza. You up there in the mix. Are you in a safe spot right now, or do you think it's just you're gonna have to play by ear?
Man, we're gonna up here. You're gonna have to haul butt, man, because the draft is just so tight, side by side. If you can get out front, you're okay. But man, when you're running side by side, lap after lap, this caution, I think a lot of people were able to catch that breath.
Absolutely, and again, we're talking to the driver out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Home of jambalaya, so definitely knows how to roll the dice. Well, buddy, gets pull in there and pull in belts tight. You're coming for the restart, and give them hell the rest of the way. That's Dwayne Vincent.
Thank you.
As we get ready, yes, sir, get ready to come back for the restart. And, of course, our in-car audio brought to you by The Pit Report. Join Kyle Taraska, Josh Gerlach every Thursday night at 7:30 for everything from simulation to NASCAR talk here on ETV Live. And, of course, the Pit Report sponsoring our in-car audio here. Pace car back on. Pit road, green in the air. They're in the gas. Rich Jett sails away from the field. And Dwayne Vincent with a problem. He's hung out to dry on the outside lane.
Yep, Mia started in third gear where Wes and Jose Gonzalez in the 11 is underneath and around. Now Lanza possibly trying to look to the inside. Can't quite do it because the 47 of Eric Arnold's there. The Navy Nuke moving his machine up to the 5th spot. He's working underneath the 33 of Lanza in 3.
And you know what the old saying says, cautions breed cautions. We hope we don't see that here in the early going as Lanza's car gets sideways. His car hit the wall coming out of turn 4. He'll keep it in the gas. No, he's still in the outside retaining wall, losing ground to the pack. Problems on the 33 in the Wheeler, Kentucky last Monday night, Michael.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's definitely hurt. Wes hit the wall real hard, and now there's a change for the lead. The man out of Puerto Rico, Jose Gonzalez, in the Don Q Chevrolet is in the lead. Now he loses it in 3 to C.J. LeVere.
He says he loves running RSR. The number 11 of Jose Gonzalez out in front. C.J. LeVere is outside. Dwayne Vincent's in third. They'll go at it now, door to door. And look at the Navy Duke. Eric Arnold holding off Hunter Davis to his inside in turn 1.
And that is the battle for 5th, or what could, I guess, be the battle for the lead, as C.J. LeVere tries to reel it back in on the high side of the 11. Going into turn 3, Vincent's with him. C.J. LeVere in the number 6 up high in 3.
Absolutely. In the pit road we go. Dakota, I understand, just a little dinged up damage on the 84. Jimmy North, nothing big.
Yes, sir. Just a little bit. Just nothing much. The crew chief's trying to get the spotter to let him know what's going on. We have caution on the Speedway, guys.
Yeah, guys, we about had the front pack go around. The leaders about wrecked each other. Jose Gonzalez went to the bottom of the racetrack, about plowed in to the 4 of LeVere, but now the 45 of Kel Dresbach has looped his car into the infield grass. Smoke coming from the rear end of the Chevrolet. He's also collected, it looks like, the 46 of Randy Wells, and the caution flag is out again.
It looks like Kel Dresbach's involved. The 58, of course, Justin Wilson involved in that wreck. Angelo Cordino, the 46 machine, is well involved in the wreck. Randy Wells. And, man, I tell you, he took a hard lick to the outside wall right there on the front stretch, Wes.
Absolutely, and definitely a problem for the driver in those cars as they'll come to pit road. 45, Kel Dresbach. Like I said, it looks like he's got Cheech and Chong riding with him. It's banged up really good. And Randy Wells' car also got a lot of heavy damage, and those cars will be limping onto pit road in front of Dakota Ehrman here in just a minute, and they can give you a little bit more damage. Well, I understand. Well, Dakota, let's go to you on pit road. I say they're going behind the garage area.
I do believe so, so I'm trying to watch here and watching them come down pit road, guys, and I'm hearing the 3 car would be the first car down. I believe he's gone. Yeah, he has gone behind the garage. Crew chief is walking back there to meet the driver at the wall, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get some kind of communication with those guys up and figure out what's going on, guys.
Yeah, so in the exchange, Randall Watkins in the 3, Kel Dresbach in the 45, and the 46 of Randy Wells go behind the wall. And I'll tell you somebody else we better watch, that 26 and 33rd of Jonathan Goodell. He's been testing the tides too. Wow, he about hit the 65 of Ed Williams Jr. under caution flag. Definitely some issues with the 26 of Goodell's car. You're riding on in-car with Randy Wells' car. Dakota Ehrman on pit road. Let's kind of give them a better... Well, I'm sorry. Michael Keaton, let's give a better description on the in-car of what it was like riding with Randy Wells, because he took definitely a scary ride in the cockpit.
Yeah, I think just above him he's got Angelo Cordino. Justin Wilson's ahead, too, and that, I don't know if you can see it, the blue car there ahead of the 44 of Campbell. Here they are down the front stretch, and there's where they're going to get connected, right there. And then he's just going to get turned into the right rear quarter panel, into the wall, end over end, e-ticket ride. And I guess what goes without saying that his day's done is he's just a flipping to the front stretch.
And I want to see if our engineer, absolutely, I also, before we go back to John Wessling, John, I want to see if you can find the replay of before the caution fell, when the 11 of Jose Gonzalez drove to the bottom of the apron and about collected the 4 car of LeVere. Now, they were running back to the stripe when this happened, Michael Keaton. I was actually watching that before you called the incident with Dresbach and company. But in the booth now, another driver that's got a chance to pocket $50, Matt Lacrosse. Matt, currently 9th on the racetrack. How's your night going for you, buddy, in the 21?
Oh, man, just trying to hold on. It's pretty crazy out here. Everyone's pretty fast. Inside, outside are both pretty even. So I'm just trying to pick my way through and hope I'm there at the end.
Well, Matt, you started this year running the Icebreaker Winter Series. Has this been a good tool for you to prepare to go for the Full Throttle Cup Series and run for the Bob Earl race seat? Are you going to be in Daytona coming up on February 25th?
Yes, sir. I plan on being there, and this has been awesome racing with these guys. I raced with them a little bit last year, but racing this many consistent races in a row has really helped me get to know them as drivers and also as people. So I'm really looking forward to the Full Throttle Cup Series starting next week.
Definitely going to be an awesome season, and obviously, like I asked Dwayne Vincent, $50 on the line, the little extra money, the real money, make you want to put this car in victory lane driving hard?
Absolutely. I just don't want to drive it too hard too early and make a mistake, so I'm just going to try to bide my time, and hopefully I'm close enough to get a shot at the end.
Absolutely, man. Real quickly, why don't you thought your sponsors, anybody you want to give a shout-out to on the broadcast tonight?
I'll give a shout-out to my sponsor, Quick Car Racing Products out of Lebanon, Tennessee, All-Star Performance and Lane Automotive out of Waterville, Michigan, and WSUMotorsports.net. It's a team I race for. And if anyone's watching, what's up?
What's up? And definitely get back on track there. He's sitting in 9th position. The 21, Matt Lacrosse, having a chance to pocket $50 here tonight in the final race here of the 150 laps at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Let's see if the lights go out behind the pace car this time by. And they're going to come to the stripe. And by the way, I just want to thank everybody so much that are in the chat box, that are tuned in to the broadcast tonight on ETV Live and also the HD Radio Network. And remember that if you want to be interactive with us, we'd love to talk with you. We'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to, find out how to get involved with iRacing or being involved with the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series, as that will be our next event. And don't forget about on Thursday night, Inside Sim Racing. And a car has dropped off the pace, Michael Keaton. Angelo Cordino in the 49 car just outside of turn number 2.
Yeah, we saw Angelo Cordino get involved with that wreck earlier, Wes, and a lot of damage to the machine. He's probably going to be done for the night, if that's the case of him pulling off.
Yes, sir. He's limping big time, and the lights are off on the pace car, so they were getting ready to come back for a restart. But, of course, want to throw that out there. Inside Sim Racing and the new sponsor of the Thursday night program deal, Inside Sim Racing TV, of course, an awesome job that we are glad to have J.D. Webb and John Westland and everything they've done. And now they have Inside Sim Racing sponsoring the Thursday night Real Sim Racing Series. Inside Sim Racing, your first and best choice for all the news and reviews and online motorsports. During Darren Ganji and Sean Cole for the latest and greatest, with product reviews from auto racing simulation, PCs, the Xbox, you name it, the yellow pages of online auto racing, Inside Sim Racing. And they'll give us a crank it up as we get ready to come back for the restart at Vegas on lap 37. Up on the racetrack, Joey Catina's collected the 70 car. Michael Gray, 44, is also involved. And we've got problems on the racetrack. Glenn Campbell and a host of other cars. But it looks like they'll keep it clean. Well, it looks like they'll get it straightened back in line. We'll go back to green flag, Michael Keaton. That was scary.
Yeah, you're not kidding, Wes. I went back and rewound that in my monitor, and Glenn Campbell did a great job of saving that machine from spinning out. Still green, though.
Yeah, they're still green, and now we got another 2 cars battling for the lead. It is, of course, C.J. LeVere and Dwayne Vincent going at it, because when all that chaos ensued, Jose Gonzalez checks up. He gets some damage. He falls back to 6th and even more as he's losing ground to Eric Arnold to his inside as they come out of turn number 3, going to the stripe with Vincent still out in front. LeVere takes it back on the outside in 3.
Look at Steve Ritter starting to move through the field here a little bit, Wes. Ritter started 8th today at Las Vegas, already up to 4th. He's underneath Hunter Davis, gives him a little bit of a shove, maybe a little tire rub on the left rear fender of that 41 of Davis.
No doubt about it. Then, of course, the field comes back into the corner. Jose Gonzalez now trying to battle beside the outside of Eric Arnold and Spencer Davis and all those drivers, or Hunter Davis, trying to make his way. I'm thinking of the Spencer Davis group when I think of the 41 of Hunter Davis. That's a musical group. But anyhow, they come back to the stripe. And, yeah, look at this battle going on for 16th position. Glenn Campbell's car under attack. Chad Cole is right behind him. Man, definitely a problem for the 44. Rhinestone Cowboy, final race of the year for RSR in the Icebreaker Series. He gets frostbit here tonight in Vegas.
Man, look at Jonathan Goodell push Chad Cole into turn 2. Yep.
Yeah, Goodell and Chad Cole going at it. That could have been big trouble, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, Goodell let out of the throttle, let Cole save it. Cole doing a fabulous job. He is the points championship winner here already, being awarded that tonight, but Chad Cole did a great job of saving that car. Whew.
Man, that could have been scary as they come back to the line. It is Cole, now Goodell behind him, Wyatt Wolf Jr. in the 63, and, you know, Chad Cole, I'll tell you what, Dakota Airman, to pick you on pit road, you're down there amongst all the chaos and the controversy as Goodell car slips up into the outside wall off of turn 2 on the Nellis straightaway. That's what they call the famed backstretch at Vegas. But I'll tell you what, Michael, Dakota, back to you on pit road. No love lost for Chad Cole. Nobody's taking it easy on the champion here in this last race of the year.
Well, you got to think he's raised $50. Nobody wants to hand that over, and there's some out there, you know, themselves going for the $50. He's already won a championship. What else can he win? You know, just try to put him in the back, break his momentum for the Full Throttle Cup Series TV series is what I think a lot of them are thinking. But I'll tell you what, you want to talk about drama? How about Eric Arnold and Mike Montesi were going at it? And I heard that Mike Montesi sent Eric Arnold a dead fish and said he was sleeping with a fish or something of the sort, guys.
Sleeping with the fishes? Is that what you mean? He's going to be sleeping with the fishes?
Yeah. That's what I was informed.
That's what the old nickname saying. If you're going to be in trouble, you're going to sleep with the fishies. That's pirate talk, Michael Keaton, which means you're going to swim with the mateys.
Well, Wes, if there's any truth to that, Eric Arnold's sitting fifth on the track right now. Mike Montesi's in 9th. He's got the draft, but he's got a little bit of left rear damage as he's trying to come up on Dwayne Vincent, who slipped there in turn 4. Now he's all the way back from 2nd to 8th.
I'll tell you what, Michael, I'm watching this battle, a 4-car battle going on. New leader out in front, Hunter Davis, Jose Gonzalez. He's back in that gunfight again to the inside. Could the driver out of Puerto Rico finally get a win in RSR and win here at Vegas? He's battling C.J. LeVere for 2nd spot to the inside out of turn number 3 and 4.
Yeah, LeVere on the outside. Look at the 47 of Eric Arnold. Nowhere really to go. Kind of gives Jose Gonzalez a little bump through the tribal there here at Vegas, where we're going to see, we've already seen some interesting things here happen on the tribal at Vegas. We saw Jose Gonzalez earlier go underneath the apron and the white line and make a pass to the lead. And then we've seen Eric Arnold 3 wide on the backstretch.
And you're riding in car with the 47 of Eric Arnold down to the inside of the racetrack. He's got Brian Harvey behind him in the 67 of his outside right quarter panel. Steve Ritter in front of him, Gonzalez, LeVere, and below the white line is the leader, Hunter Davis. And now Arnold's got 3 wide company as they go into turn 1.
Woo! And you saw the 47 of Eric Arnold just then whipping the wheel around. Steve Ritter got into the right rear quarter panel, and the 47 of Eric Arnold was fighting at the wheel to keep that car from going around. He's settling it back out now. Steve Ritter's back out of the throttle. Eric Arnold still maintains 4th position, and then Mitt Ritter's in 5th.
Yeah, it's losing ground to the pack. It looks like maybe Arnold is now Ritter's ready to close in behind him and make a move. As they'll come to the line, here's your leaders, Hunter Davis out in front. He's now got company one more time. LeVere's going to go at it. Meanwhile, Ritter now sizing up Eric Arnold for the number 4 spot as they go down the back straightaway as we work lap number 50. 50 down and 100 laps to go. A century grind remains in the final race of the year for the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series as they exit off turn 4.
Man, look at the battle behind Ritter there as he now works underneath of Eric Arnold there through the tri-oval, but the 67 of Brian Harvey back in 6th. Dwayne Vincent's in the mix as well, and so is Bobby Wessel. the man who we call Here Comes Bobby. Bobby in the 19 to the outside, high side, and the 67 of Harvey to the inside, making the pass in turn 2.
Absolutely, and they're coming back to the stripe, and Hunter Davis loves what he sees. He says, you guys going to battle with me? I'm definitely going to try to, you know, pull away as best as I can. 51 car comes onto pit road and goes to the attention of his crew. I understand that's going to be the driver currently in the 30th position, Doug Manning. He comes to pit road, and I understand, well, we got trouble on the racetrack. Problems up in turn 3 and 4. Jonathan Goodell and Glenn Campbell, they hook up again, and we got caution, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, the 44 car. Glenn Campbell's around the 26 also of Jonathan Goodell, and what could be the number 33 of David Lanza mixed up into the wreck as well. It looked like the 70 got into the back. Katina around, I'm hearing too. It looked like the 70 of Michael Gray may have gotten into the back rear deck lid of the 44 there coming through the tri-oval.
And caution is out for the 3rd time. It happens between turn number 4 and on the front straightaway. And by the way, didn't I mention in pre-race that trouble would happen coming out of turn 4 on the front stretch? 70, Michael Gray puts a bumper to the 44, Glenn Campbell, and then from there, trouble ensues for the 44 car and company. Jonathan Goodell also caught up in that mix, and it ensued problems from there on the front straightaway. David Lanza also involved. Victim of circumstance, 4-car incident, and we're under yellow for the 3rd time, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, and a lot of cars banged up there, Dakota.
Yeah, guys, and I think there's more to the story than you guys actually see. If you watch going down the backstretch or going into turn number 3, Joey Katina gets punted by Keith Brooks almost. He saves it, and that stacks up a lot of these cars, and that's kind of how they were in the position they were coming off of turn number 4. Which is what caused the incident, I do believe, guys.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're exactly right. The 71 hit of Brooks. He hit the 14 of Katina, and then that stacks the deck from there, and then trouble ensues, and then it looked like from there Glenn Campbell and company lost it. And I understand Glenn Campbell is not happy, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, not at all, more than likely. You know, he was right there coming out of turn 4, and then the 70 just kind of gave him a little bit of a nudge that turned him around in front of the field, and you know, heavy damage to the machine. Glenn Campbell was having a really good night, and for something to go sour so quick, you know, it makes you upset.
Under caution again, of course, ETV Live, supported by HD Radio Network, features classics rock every hour, every day. You can catch live events such as race day broadcasts like tonight from the booth, and listen to engaging talk shows every week. Our ETV Live Radio featured in the sports section of iTunes. Get the mobile app from Tuned In, Windows Media Guide, ETV Live Radio on the HD Radio Network. And also, we'd like to welcome a new sponsor. Derek Spear Designs is sponsoring in part with Inside Sim Racing TV on the RSR Asphalt Assault Series on Thursday night. Derek Spears Designs manufactures top-shelf simulation, racing components such as pedals, shifter, button boxes, and much more. Reasonably priced, this is the kind of gear a champion sim racing driver needs. Bulletproof and boot-stopping strong. See his gear today at DerekSpearDesigns.com. Pit Road we go before break. Dakota Ehrman, what's happening on Pit Road there a minute ago?
Well, guys, Hunter Davis let him down and was able to take 4 tires and fuel and get off first with no problem. I believe it was Jonathan Goodell came through. Mr. Stahl had to drive all the way through after being involved in the caution earlier, so he will not have as much time to get the car fixed because he had to go around once again.
And a couple of cars did not come to pit road, and of course that will cycle those machines back in front of your leader. Of course, Hunter Davis in the 41 car is the man everybody is watching as far as that came down to pit road and company. A couple of more machines, again, lap down cars will hit the racetrack. And for that matter, Michael Keaton working lap 54. We're less than 20 laps to halfway. And I understand that John Milwane is playing track position right now for the time being. And 2 tires for Bobby Witzel and Chad Schillen.
Yeah, John Milwane is, I think John is getting his lap back Wes. I think he's up there. John Milwain in the 22 machine, the Toronto Maple Leaf Chevrolet looks like is up there waiting to get his lap back, and I believe that he's gotten it back. He's just on the tail end and waiting to go around the pace car.
Absolutely. We will go to a quick commercial break. Do not want you to miss anything of the green flag action. They'll be working lap 55 under the caution flag. They might go another lap under caution, or they'll be coming for their one to go, and we'll bring you back for the restart. From Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the finale of the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series. It's on ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network. We'll be right back with the leader in sim broadcasting after these words.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadionetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude. If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50-caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products, reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com, and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
Well, welcome back, and as you saw during the side-by-side coverage, Chad Schilling getting a little kick in the pants and getting sideways between 3 and 4. Let's go back to the replay on that, Michael Keaton. John Westling, our engineer, set it up. J.D. Webb, executive producer, running the boards as well. And I'll tell you what, definitely something we need to look at full screen on the replay. Big trouble for Chad Schilling. And could it been because everybody else had 4 sides of rubber? He only had 2.
I would say yes, possibly, but he had a little bit of help coming out of turn 4 there. The 19 of Bobby Wessel got into the left rear quarter panel just enough to send him around. His caution's back out at Vegas. 44, Glenn Campbell. Looks like he was in 18th position, Wes. And the 20 car and 12 car involved Douglas White, Mike Montesi. All 3 could have an early end tonight.
Oh, those guys have definitely been fighting at it like it's been the last piece of chicken on a dinner table throughout the night, battling for position. And finally, you see Glenn Campbell's car, definitely a suspension issue. Broke the rear end, broke the front end. It's driving around like a dirt track car, sliding it sideways. Left front to the bottom, right front sideways, going in a right angle. He's definitely got issues on that car.
And it looked like Joey Gattina in the 14 machine may have escaped that wreck, West. Kind of split him through the gap there. I think he might have a little bit of cosmetic damage to that machine, but other than that, Joey Gattina did a great job splitting the gap.
Absolutely, and I just want to remind you again that if you're tuned into the broadcast and you want to be interactive with us, the chat box is open. If you got any questions, Michael Keaton, myself, somebody associated with ETV Live Radio will answer whatever questions you have. If you'd like to get more involved with iRacing and real sim racing, we'll help you out in any way. And if you just want to interact amongst the guests we have in the chat box, we'd love to hear from you. And also something, Michael, let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're tuning in, all around the country, whether you're all the way in Australia or Spain or wherever. We would love to hear from you and what parts of the world you live in, and whether you're in the United States. We appreciate you. And speaking of Spain, Puerto Rico, here we go. RSR, could tonight be the night you could win, Jose Gonzalez?
That's right. I'm tuning from Puerto Rico. You got to learn how to say it, man.
Yeah, Puerto Rico, and I know you always like to say NASCAR, but it's RSR. How's things going for you on the RSR tonight?
RSR, man. Good. I feel good about my car. I'm not that quick on the restarts, but after a few laps, my car, dials in, and I'm feeling good. Feeling good, baby.
You gave us a scare earlier in the race, man. Talk about you driving below the apron. Are you setting yourself up for disaster driving on the bottom of the racetrack and then pushing back up in the top and well, possibly getting collected in a wreck?
No, man. I'm in total control of my car, It's all ability. I'm just too good.
I love it. Michael Keaton, you got anything for Jose Gonzalez?
Jose, I'm telling you, man, this has kind of reminded me of another type Daytona Talladega race. We saw in the early going there, we saw some 3-wide action, 2-wide action out. It looks like some stuff has settled down now, though. But before, let's talk about the beginning of this race. The first 15 laps, I thought I was watching Talladega. What's it like at Vegas in this new draft package?
Yes, it is different. I haven't. I'm not sure I've raced Vegas like this before. You do get we were racing 2x2, and I was just riding like if it's on the freeway. I mean, it's just like Talladega or Daytona. We're just riding. Of course, you got to lift for the turns, but there was like a traffic jam. I felt I was faster than everybody in front of me, but I couldn't go anywhere.
This has got to be a big momentum booster for you, Jose Gonzalez, going into RSR in 2 weeks of Daytona. It's got to be.
Oh, yeah. If I get a win here, I'm going to be the biggest thing in Puerto Rico since Ricky Martin and Chichi Rodriguez.
Hey, dude, give a shout-out to everybody who wants to say hello to you.
Nobody's watching. I got no friends, man.
You have no friends? Well, there's one thing for certain.
I gotta give a shout-out to my... I would say J-Lo, but she's not really Puerto Rican.
All right, now we're going overboard. Jose Gonzalez, driver of the 11 RSR car. Go get him. Give him help with it in Victory Lane.
NASCAR. See you later.
This is not NASCAR. It's RSR. You got to do RSR for us.
RSR.
There you go. He could be our bumper guy for commercial break. Hey, the executive producer wants to fire me. He wants to give you the job in the booth. He wants to have you replace me in the booth.
Yeah, I can do the races in Spanish for you guys.
Absolutely. Give us a little serious commentary right now. Let them know that. Hang on a second. We're coming to green, so let's say we're coming for the restart in Spanish. Say it real quickly.
Ahora el número 4 y el número 41 al frente. Viene José González y va a empezar la carrera en el 4º lugar.
All right, so Jose Gonzalez letting you know in different language that we are coming for the restart. That's damn gifted, Michael Keaton. I don't care who you are. But how does "we're coming for the restart" in 4 words sound like a sentence in Spanish?
I know. That's what I got my translator right here trying to translate what he just said. I think he said a little bit more than that. I think he said that, hey, I'm going for the win, and I don't care. Nobody can stop me. And that might be what he said.
And I think he also said he ran over the Taco Bell dog somewhere in that sentence, too. So we're getting ready to come back for the restart. And, hey, just for Jose Gonzalez, as the pace car drops onto pit road, let's do another crank it up for you as we get ready to work lap number 63 with LeVere out in front. Michael Keaton, 71. Keith Brooks Jr. goes for an e-ticket ride. Eric Arnold's involved. 84, Jimmy North. He was involved in our first caution. He's caught up in another one. So was the 28 of Doug Fleming. Big trouble on the front stretch. One more time, Calamity Corner. What corner? It's on the front straightaway here at Vegas. Caution number 5.
Yeah, and this one's going to happen up here for the battle in second position. Hunter Davis and Eric Arnold. Hunter is going to catch that bump right there coming out of turn 4, get up into the left side of the 47 of Eric Arnold. Eric not able to keep it off the wall, but does a fine job keeping it from spinning out in front of everybody. But the actual caution was caused by Rich Jett, who's just claimed it. And the 71 machine, like you mentioned, Keith Brooks Jr. has taken an ETV ticket ride through the front stretch.
And I'll tell you something, here's a quick stat, thanks to our professor, George Wood, the stat guy. Keith Brooks was in 8th on that last restart. He started this race in 20th. Talk about rallying back. And one guy that missed the wreck, Mark Bratcher, now in 7th. He had trouble on lap 1. What a good run for a couple of drivers, but man, tough break for the driver, Keith Brooks. And look on the replay. He's flying through the air, and that's not good, in the words of Ricky Bobby. Let's go down to pit road. Dakota Airmen leaders are coming in front of you as well.
Yeah,
a side job by Steve Ritter.
Leaders coming down. I also have David Lanza on the mic here real fast. Just a small radio setup with him. He's in 22nd, guys. He's almost on. He's on the tail end of the lead lap, basically, but damaged. The body straightened out. And David, I know we got a copy of what you hear. Can you get back up to the front, man?
I don't know. The motor's hurt. It just doesn't have the straightaway. That one incident with the 20 and the 44, I bounced off the 44 and hit the wall, and I don't think it's gonna go. We'll try though. We'll do our best.
A lot of impatient drivers tonight. David lands on the track, it seems.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that again? My spotter was talking to me.
No, I said there was a lot of. It seems like there's a lot of impatient drivers on the track tonight. It seems.
Yeah, they're not really showing much. This track and the package on the cars, you just can't get away from nobody. And it's almost like a super speedway. So you're right on top of each other, and it's creating a lot of impatience. Nobody's wanting to give room or take their time. So, but it's racing. What are you gonna do?
And David, will we see you up pit road anymore trying to get the car back repaired so you can get back up to the front?
Yeah, I'll try again maybe on the next caution. I didn't want to lose really much more, so we'll see how she feels now. We only went about a lap and a half on that, so.
Any sponsors anybody want to throw a shout out to?
Oh yeah, Wheaties, Good Wrench, RSR, ETV, and my teammates, Jack Cole, Glenn Campbell.
Alright, there you go, guys. That's David Lanza sitting in the back of the field with a damaged car.
And that's Dakota Urban, and our in-car audio was presented by The Pit Report, weekly talk show, an engaging talk show about everything and anything sim racing and more. Join Josh Garlack and Mikhail Taraska as they bring you lively debates and interviews, keeping it upbeat and energetic with fan interaction and much more with Twitter and call-ins. The Pit Report heard weekly every Thursday from 7:30 to 8:30 on ETV Live Radio. Powered by the HD Radio Network. Also get the apps on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, and Windows Media Guide or go online to etv-eplay.net. Michael Keaton, Steve Ritter's sight job on Hunter Davis and company as he came onto pit road, and man, he got left as a sitting duck.
Yeah, and you know, that's just a tough accident to take and swallow there, you know, Wes. Last week we saw the same type situation play out with the 41 machine of Hunter Davis up there at the front last week at Kentucky, doing a really good job. And then just things went south. And here again tonight, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, things going south for him again.
And
as well as some other drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. And, man, LeVere, could tonight be the night? I've used that word, cool, calm, collective, for C.J. LeVere. Could we finally see him go to victory lane? He's due one in the 4-car.
Yeah, LeVere's definitely long time due. Sitting back at 14th in points. Only one top 5 finish this year so far, Wes, out of, I guess, a 9-race season so far. Again, race number 10 tonight here at Las Vegas, the season finale. But LeVere's due. Ritter's due. Steve Ritter's due. He's up there in second.
This is a longer race than what the other events have been this year, of course. I talked to John Abbott last week, and one reason they wanted to do that, Michael Keaton, was to prepare these drivers for the big distance races for the Full Throttle Cup Series, which starts in 2 weeks at Daytona.
Yeah, and you better believe that these guys here that are running this Winter Series, this is why John Abbott and the guys, the admins at RSR, created this series to keep these guys freshened up, like you mentioned, to get them ready for the big deal. You know, the 36-week or plus or minus some a little bit races in the Full Throttle Cup Series that gets fired up February 25th. These guys, they need the seat time, they need the track time, and this Winter Series has been a very good step forward in the right direction for a lot of these drivers so far this season, Wes.
And before we come back for the restart, I want to remind you that tonight's broadcast of the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series is on ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network, solely for the private, non-commercial use of our listening audience. Any publication, reproduction of the accounts used in tonight's event without the express written consent of J.D. Webb, John Wesley with ETV Live, and Bill Foltz with HD Radio Network is restricted and prohibited. As we get ready to roar back for the restart, LeVere, Ritter, row 1, Gonzalez, Vincent, row 2, Cole, Bratcher, row 3, Harvey, Lacrosse, row 4, Roth and Wolf round out the top 10. LeVere off to a great, comfortable lead out in front as they come for the restart in turn 1.
Man, LeVere got a really good jump there, Wes. About 10 car lengths, half of a turn away ahead of Jose Gonzalez, who runs second, and the battles between Ritter, Vincent, Cole, and the 21 machine of Matt Lacrosse and the 24 Bratcher's there.
And the field exits out of turn number 4, back to the line, and I'm watching another driver throughout the season. Keep an eye on this driver. The stroker race is 43. He's in 10th. Doug Roth sneaking into the pack. He's now trying to make a move on Wyatt Wolf Jr. and Brian Harvey for 9th and 8th. That heats up out of turn 2.
Man, talking about a guy who's went from nearly dead last to top 10 situation racing. Like you said, Doug Roth, 29th starting spot, all the way up to 10th place, and he's got 2 just ahead of him, as you mentioned, the 63 White Wolf Jr. and the 67 of Brian Harvey exiting turn 4.
Doug Roth now trying to make a move. Meanwhile, Dwayne Vincent getting a little sideways. That driver was in 4th. He's now getting company. Here comes the 41 of Hunter Davis. Let's pick up that driver. He's currently right now in the 14th spot. Meanwhile, whoa, Cole into the wall out of turn 4. He about collected the 21 car and more of Matt Lacrosse and company, and Doug Roth is in that mix, and Jonathan Cadell to his inside out of turn 4.
Woo! Getting a little tight here at Vegas as Doug Roth in the 43 pitches down Cadell. Coming out of 4, going back into 1 now. Cole, as Dakota and Wes mentioned, into the wall a little bit. He got out of it, but Wes, he got back into it again as he's 3 wide down the backstretch.
3 wide, 1 wrong slip. Cattell getting sideways. He wanted to go to the outside lane. He caused a slip and bumped in to Doug Roth by just a hair. They'll come to the line. LeVere, Gonzalez, Ritter, your top three. But watch the battle inside the top 10. 9th and 10th heating up. Roth is Goodell and Cole and Chad Schilling. Talk about no quit 25. He's back. Well, that's a new nickname for that guy. Chad Schilling in the no quit car 25. Back inside the top 10 as he was involved in a caution earlier tonight.
And he's working his way around the number 8 machine on the outside, just lighting up it a bit.
Absolutely, just lighten it up just a bit as he's ready to come to the line. He's now going to try to make a move on Chad Cole. Meanwhile, Doug Roth trying to close in on Brian Harvey and Matt Lacrosse. And you're riding in car with the man in the number 25. Chad Schilling coming back to the field. He's currently right now in 12th. And look at the great job he's doing down on the racetrack, trying to sneak back in the top 10 and even try to make a rally for the victory as we're coming to halfway this time by. Cross flags are in the air. It's been a long one. We're not done yet. We're halfway home. Problems on mode. Steve Ritter getting sideways. He'll try to make a move on Gonzalez for second out of turn number 2, Michael Keaton.
Wow, I just saw for about half of a straightaway to a full straightaway the 16th position cars. They were 3 wide on the front stretch. They've settled it back down on the back stretch here. But, man, it sure did get tight.
And I'm watching this battle here with Wyatt Wolf and Jose Gonzalez in front of him. Yes, Wyatt Wolf Jr., we mentioned him outside the top 10 a moment ago. Now he is in the top 10. He's in 5th, and the 41 Hunter Davis might have a mechanical issue. His car's off the pace big time out of turn 2.
76 laps complete, West, a little bit over halfway, so these guys, plenty of racing to go as the 43 Doug Roth making things exciting. He's got Cole behind him, and in front of him he's got Matt Lacrosse, a man who can win $50 here tonight, and then he's got another man behind him that can also win $50 tonight as he works Cadell in turn 1.
And, of course, C.J. LeVere is the man out in front. He'll collect the Gary Mercer trucking halfway. Mark, dude, if your pickup truck is too small for the load, get a real truck to haul it. Sponsoring drivers in the iRacing official series, Gary Mercer Trucking provides long and short haul options for hauling furniture, perishables, even refrigerated products, and a whole lot more. With storage facilities in the U.S. and Canada, CTPAT approved and fast express drivers, Gary Mercer Trucking Inc. is the best choice to haul your load, dude. Give the old pickup a rest and call Gary Mercer Trucking toll free 800-668-2980 or go to gmercer.com. And of course, CJ LeVere gets our Gary Mercer Trucking halfway award. LeVere is out in front. Meanwhile, Steve Ritter has got a hornet's nest behind him from 5th on back out of turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, it started to shape up real big time when White Wolf Jr. went to the outside of Ritter. Not enough room coming out of the corner. White Wolf Jr. got into the wall a little bit real hard, I thought, but the car seems to be okay and not easy and unsettled.
They come to the line. It's going to be Jose Gonzalez to his inside. Michael Keaton, wouldn't it just be something if the man from RSR, Puerto Rico, Jose Gonzalez, to go to victory lane? He's got a great run going for him inside the top 5.
Well, you know, he said he's got something for him. And, you know, right now sitting back there in 6th position. He's working up underneath White Wolf Jr. for 5th. We've seen Jose Gonzalez in that Don Q Chevrolet up toward the front earlier. And running for the lead. He's back here in the top 5 still. I think he's got a shot.
And now it's time to take you through the field. Dakota Ehrman's thoughts of drivers to watch in the first half that are now who you need to keep an eye on here in the second. Dakota Ehrman, any names stick out that we need to keep an eye on as the checkers get ready to fall here on the final event with less than 50 to go?
Well, I'll tell you what, I believe it was Dwayne Bensley who was charging for $50 if he wins the race, and he's currently sitting second. You got to watch out for Dwayne as he actually just took over the lead, guys. White Wolf strikes me. He started 34th. He's up to 5th. White Wolf is on the move. Jose Gonzalez also is a guy to watch out for. Matt Lacrosse also chasing on the $50. That's just 3 guys in the top 7, guys.
Just some of the drivers you need to watch in the And the Winner Is Motorsports show through the field. Thank you, Dakota Ehrman. And remember, join the ETV Live powered by the HD Radio Network every Monday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern with the Racing Devil Mike Neff, the Madman Marcus Morgan, and yours truly, the ringmaster of motorsports, Wesley Outland. Catch the latest updates from local drivers of asphalt and dirt tracks from all over the country, from NASCAR to grassroots, driver interviews and more, and the Winter Is Motorsports Show every Monday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, with replays Friday from 1 to 3 on ETV Live Radio, powered by the HD Radio Network. And LeVere out in front, leading the way. Michael Keaton, not anymore. Dwayne Vincent now takes P1 in the 6, and he's got $50 on the brain, too.
He sure did. He take the spot away from C.J. LeVere to claim the lead. And now Dwayne Vincent, as you mentioned, he's sitting there in the catbird seat now, just waiting for the laps to run down quietly but patiently, as Dwayne Vincent has put that Chevrolet in the exact spot where he wanted it. And he's got a pretty good, comfortable lead going down into Turn 3.
I do apologize. I thought that we were coming down to 50 laps to go. It's actually 67 laps to go. It was 70 laps to go in the race, because this is a 150-lap event. Whew, it's been a long one, Michael Keaton. It's been a long one.
Yeah, it sure has, Wes. And, you know, these guys, like you mentioned, this is just shaping them up, getting them ready, you know, getting them conditioned for the big races. The big one that comes up February 25th, getting us ready as well, Wes.
Daytona. Dakota, how excited are you to go back to the World Center of Racing to kick off 2013 for RSR?
Well, I'm excited for the tracks, but the conditions aren't looking to be the funnest. I think it's going to be an interesting race. You got to tune in and watch it, but it's going to make for tight racing for sure. And the cars right now are just, from what we've seen from testing, very hard to turn right now. So you might see a little less side-by-side action than you might want to, possibly. I don't know.
And I understand, too, Dakota, that probably in the 10th week of the season, whoa, we almost got trouble in the back. That could have been big trouble. Michael Gray and company in the car number 70 and 16th spot. They about took each other out. The 19 of Bobby Wetzel, 26 Jonathan Goodell. We've mentioned these drivers' names being involved in calamity cautions a couple of times tonight. But they'll keep it straight. Will stay green. 4 cars battling there between 16th. 14th to 17th, actually, as they exit off Turn 4. But, Dakota, I want to throw out there that within the 10th race of the year for the RSR Series, we will have the Gen 6 car. So definitely there's going to be some R&D, some testing. How is that going to really change things around running this regular car the first couple of weeks of the year and then adapting to the Gen 6 ride?
Well, guys, they're going to have access to this Gen 6 car, just after Daytona. Should actually be about the night that they're able to start the season off. So they'll be able to test these cars. They just won't have them in the Full Throttle Cup Series for, like you said, about 10 races. And that's going to give these guys time to practice. It will change things, though, because of the dynamics, the physics. Everything will be different. We'll have 2 different cars on track, being a Chevy and a Ford. Everything, it's going to look a lot different. It's going to be a lot different. It's going to make for an experience, that's for sure.
So Michael Keaton, just as the NASCAR boys have to go to the drawing board to prep and prepare for the Daytona 500, the 55th running on February the 24th, the NASCAR, the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series drivers will do the same thing, preparing for this car, adapting to the new Gen 6 car by week 10 of the Full Throttle Cup Series, where the simulation of reality, everybody's got to adapt to it.
Yeah, and it's something that you can't take lightly. This is going to be a new thing for everybody, not just for 1 or 2 people. The whole entire field's going to be affected, and I think that, though, everybody's going to get through it, and I think everybody's going to have a lot of fun with it, with that new car, and then eventually, a couple of weeks later, we'll get the Ford, I believe, or the Dodge, or one or the other, and and we'll have to see if those 2 cars differentiate from each other, or if they just the look and style.
Absolutely. So a lot of great things coming. A lot of great things coming. The 2013 RSR Full Throttle Cup Series. It's 2 weeks. We'll have a week off next week on the 25th. Daytona. We'll get things started. And understand, if we keep things going, we'll be 5 laps until the longest green flag run of the day. Thank you, Mr. Professor Pick of George Wood, letting us know what's going on there. And man, Dwayne Vincent out in front. It's kind of settled down. That's why we talked about a little bit of stuff. But they're single file, and the racing they're racing, Michael Keaton, but they're definitely not. It's not intense as it was earlier.
No, and that's why I think Vincent's sitting in that comfortable lead there. He's got LeVere that's behind him, And Lavaire's there. I mean, he hasn't lit up one bit. He's about half of a car length down the backstretch, and now you've got Mark Bratcher, the 24 machine, who's a couple of car lengths behind Lavaire in third, and then Ritter's in fourth. They're all there, but they're running a single file, like you said. Not a lot of action up front.
Yeah, the 19 car, Bobby Wetzel, though, getting a little sideways a moment ago, exited off the backstretch. He's now got Doug Roth to his inside. Now he'll pass him. Roth will now come up, and I'll tell you one driver we need to keep our eye on, the number 8 car, the champion of the Icebreaker Winter Series, Chad Cole. He's coming to the front, Michael Keaton.
He's trying to get it around the 41 now of Hunter Davis, the 21 also of Matt Lacrosse is there. Two guys in contention here to win $50 bonus if they can get that car up there and win it. The man that's guaranteed some money right now, though, Dwayne Vincent, sitting in first.
Absolutely. They come back to the line, and Hunter Davis on his outside. And, you know, Hunter struggled since he got hung out on that pit stop. And Dakota Ehrman, we didn't talk about that. They came to pit road. Steve Ritter started it, and everybody else behind him pulled a sight job. And from there on, it basically put Hunter Davis in the 41 in a bad place on the restart. It just doesn't seem like he's been able to recover. But I can say he's at least in the top 7.
Hey guys, track position is a lot here. Even with the current draft model we have, even fresh tires sometimes aren't as important as they're made out to be. You see Hunter Davis actually going back to 8th now, racing side by side with Chad Cole. And as you see, I mean, he doesn't have a track position. It just takes a lot of time and a lot more effort now with the draft the way it is, and it being just like a Daytona or Talladega track here.
And the 25, Chad Schillen, also coming back through the field, trying to make a move. He's in front of Brian Harvey right now. And he's now going to hook up on the outside lane, which is Hunter Davis in the 41. So, yeah, it looks like definitely keep an eye on these cars. And you know, could this be the green flag period, Michael Keaton, in the race where they're kind of taking it easy, not wanting to wear themselves out, not wanting to wear out the equipment, because we've had caution after caution after caution.
Yeah, some of these guys could be saving the tires here a little bit, Wes, but I'm thinking something's got to give here. I don't know how much fuel's in the tanks.
Chad Schillen about spun, Michael Keaton. Keep going, buddy. That could have been scary.
I don't... Oh, there's Ritter. Ritter is not spinning, but the man that Bratcher, the 24 car, the 41 car, Hunter Davis, the 21 car.
Bratcher's involved. Bobby Wetzel's involved. Doug Roth goes to the high side. Don't know if he got caught up in that or not. And we got to understand the 41. We were just talking about him. He's blown a motor. The power plant in the Chevrolet of Hunter Davis has blew up, Michael Keaton.
He came across the field, Wes, and hit the outside wall into turn 1, blew the motor, smoke pouring from the machine. The 24 of Mark Bratcher, who was running third, also heavy white gray smoke pouring out from underneath that machine as well.
And I understand that he just pinched the 88 car. And from there on, that's Adam Roberts. He had nowhere to go. And from there on, Michael Keaton, calamity, trouble on the front stretch, but going back into turn 1. And yeah, Cheech and Chong has definitely visited the 41 Chevrolet of Hunter Davis. And Michael Keaton, I think it's safe to say that bad luck started for Hunter when he got hung on the pit road, and through the race by and by, it decided to go from there.
Yeah, and, you know, it looked like it was going back up, you know, into his favor, and here we are again, you know. Steve Ritter looks like he will be given the EOL for that cause of the caution there. Ritter actually claiming it. But it was like we've always said, you know, Wes, none of these wrecks are really by large intentional. They're just all going for the same piece of real estate. And with the Real Sim Racing League, folks, if you're not accustomed to the Real Sim Racing leagues in the series, it's very competitive and they're all fast. And the real estate on the track is very expensive. And you just got two fast guys going for the same piece of real estate. And Wes, you can't have two families living in the same home.
No doubt about it. The pit road we go, what could be the money stops, Dakota Ehrman. Call what they did on pit road as they just exit off.
I don't know what just happened, but David Lanza taking 2 tires. He's going to win the battle off the pit road. CJ Rivera on 4 tires will beat off of the ex-leader, Dwayne Vincent, again. He is racing for the $50 there, and it was an interesting little deal there because Chad Cole, he went several spots up. I believe he lost a lot of that on pit road, but he had moved up several spots because of the caution there, guys, and I'm not sure where he's at now. As I'm looking, he did get out just about where he came in.
Guys, Mark Bratcher, we just mentioned the 24 car. He was in 3rd when the trouble started. He stays onto the racetrack, but he is up in smoke big time. As we'll get ready to come back for the restart as more cars come onto pit road. We'll take a break as well as we're getting ready to come up on lap 100 in the final 50 laps of the year for the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You're tuned in to ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network, the leader in sim broadcasting. We'll be right back. Field cycles back around. Rivera goes back to the point.
My name is Mark Bratcher. I drive the number 24 car at Real Sim Racing League. You're listening to ETV Live Radio on the HD Radio Network. Thank you to Massengale Appliances, parts, sales, and service for everything they do for our team.
Welcome back. We are working lap number 100. The century grind is upon us, Michael Keaton, as it is the final race of the year, the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series. As we're coming up on the 11 o'clock hour, and CJ Rivera, Dwayne Vincent going at it. We've got 50 laps to go, and it looks like they're going to wave off the restart. I think they're waving off the restart, and I understand we've got a little post-rage activity. Dakota Ehrman, before we let you go, real quickly, what's going on between Steve Ritter and, of course, also the, okay, he's already left. Bratcher, what's going on, buddy, as we come for the restart? What's going on between you and Steve Ritter?
Well, I can tell you what's going on is, and I'm going to be, I know you guys are broadcasting, so you know they tell us to keep our mouths under control, and I don't want to get no fines or penalties, but I can tell you that the next time I get with the 16, he will go around, because that was absolutely BS. The entire Massengale Appliance Chevrolet was running really good tonight. We caught ourselves with a little bit of electrical problem at the beginning, bounced all the way back, and we just settled into third. I felt I was faster than the leaders, had a chance to win the race, and the 16 made a bonehead move and absolutely took me out. So, you know, we're not happy, and we will pay him back.
What is Steve Ritter's assessment of everything?
He did like old Jeff Gordon, and he run and hid in the trailer because he wouldn't talk to me.
Absolutely. Michael Keaton, my partner's got a question for you in the booth.
Mark, you know, I mean, this is the last race of the Winter Series here. Do you have plans to race the 2013 Full Throttle Cup Series with the RSR group?
Absolutely, guys. We are already signed up and ready to go. We're waiting for the new template to get out so we can get some paint on the car, but we've already signed Massengale Appliances as a sponsor, and believe it or not, we're going to break out something special for the ETV crew at Daytona and run a real pretty blue car for you guys.
Mark, I have a question, buddy. Could it be that maybe nerves is causing the anger between you and Ritter last race of the year, or was it a deliberate run into the wall the way he did you?
Well, we were racing each other really hard, you know, and I just ran my line, so, you know, we'd run right there bumper to bumper for, you know, 15, 20 laps, so my line was evident. He knew what it was, and I gave him plenty of room on the inside when he was there, and I knew I'd pass him right back out of 2 on the high side. And then he, you know, he just pushed up and knocked me loose, and then it was out of control from there, and it's unfortunate for all the other people involved in the wreck. And, you know, me and Ritter both could have had a really good run. We both could have had a good top 5 finish. Both the cars were fast, but instead we're taking them both home in the hauler.
Yeah, he's definitely upset about it. And Mark Bratcher, thank you for your time, buddy. We'll talk to you. You'll have a week to cool off, and we'll talk to you at Daytona coming up for the season opener in 2 weeks.
Yeah, sounds good, man. I appreciate it. It's not the way we want to end of the season, so maybe we can take a week off and cool down a little bit, because I definitely want to start my season off wrecking at Daytona.
Yeah, tough break there for Mark Bratcher in the 24 car. And Michael Keaton, he's definitely showing his displeasure to Steve Ritter in the 16 for what happened. But let me just say this in closing, Michael Keaton. As a 16-year veteran real race announcer, when it comes down to the last race of the year, or the last points race of the year, all bets are off. And you want to try to settle personal vendettas or try to make personal vendettas, 9 times out of 10, the last race of the year, those things happen.
Yeah, and Mark Bratcher, you know, we've got a couple of weeks off before we go into the Full Throttle Cup Series. That's gonna fall down by the wayside. You know, I think he'll start to realize that this was the last race of the season, that much wasn't at stake for Ritter and or him. So, you know, the nerves will start to settle down, and I'm sure that those guys will put it behind them. That because you know, they've got to, Wes, to start this Full Throttle Cup Series off on the right foot in order to win that the big prize, the big trophy, the big cockpit seat from Bob Earl Racing. So, you know, if you want to win the championship, you got to be championship worthy, and finishing in the back at the Daytona is not where a championship contender should finish.
Coming down to the wire, and look who's up to battle. RSR, Jose Gonzalez, the driver announcer from Puerto Rico. Look out, guys. This man will have my job when we start in 2 weeks for Daytona. And he'll probably be calling the race in Spanish while driving at the same time. He goes 3 wide, tries to thread the needle in the middle, can't get it done, but he's hooked up with Dwayne Vincent on the inside. The inside's better than the outside lane. He's making it work. And another notable driver, Wyatt Wolf Jr. How about a great run for the driver in the 63? Best finish for the Winter Series. He's in 6th and now 7th.
Look at this, Wes. 2, 4, 6. 2 by 2 by 2. Coming into 1 in turn 2 as LeVere leads the field. Coming out of turn 2. Wayne Vincent on the inside. Cole's there. Gonzalez is there. Bobby Wessel's there. And so is Brian Harvey.
And guess who's licking his chops in the back watching all this fiasco going on, the shenanigans in front of him? It's the 63, Wyatt Wolf Jr. He's like, okay, come on, Little Red Riding Hood. That's the 6 cars in front of him. You make one wrong move, and I'm going to blow your house down. I'm going to the lead. He's ready to make a strike there, slipping a little bit in turn number 1. Vincent to the inside of LeVere. Here comes Gonzalez and company. That could have been big trouble out of turn 2.
That was Jose Gonzalez who lifted out of the throttle, which kind of bunched the field up a little bit. He's got his car back settled. Now he fires back out into turn 3 here. He's got Wetzel on the outside, but the man who's looking for the lead and looking for second right now is Dwayne Vincent. Cole to the outside, Vincent to the inside. The leader, C.J. LeVere at the line.
This is ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network, live coverage of the final race of the year for the Icebreaker Winter Series, presented by Real Sim Racing at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Wesley Outland, Michael Keaton up in the booth topside, high above the racetrack. Dakota Ehrman has been joining us on pit road. A great job. Statistician for RSR helping us sound good is Mr. Professor George Wood. Of course, John Wesley running the boards for ETV Live, as well as J.D. Webb, the executive producer, and Phil Foltz with HD Radio Network. And again, we appreciate you tuning into the coverage. Final race of the year, 150 laps. It's been a long one. It's been a grueling one, but this sets him up for the long grind for what the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series is like, Michael Keaton, as it's LeVere out in front, his chance to shine. Now you got two drivers fighting over the $50 apiece. Now second and third, Vincent and Cole go at it. They're champion and deuce, 1 and 2. They're second and third off turn 4.
And just behind that, West still side-by-side racing. Now what appears to be back into the 9th and the 8th position is Matt Lacrosse, another $50 contender. He races Chad No Quit Chilling there in the 9th position in turn 1.
He's still in my nickname, huh? No Quit Chilling. He's up there. He's making a move in the 25 car, and he's up now there. Oh, contact! Wow, that could have been big trouble. Brian Harvey, Matthew Gray, Bobby Wetzel, Michael Gray, I'm sorry, Chad Schilling, all in that battle. That could have been big trouble. They'll keep it green, though, Michael. And the field comes back to the line. Michael Keaton, we could have had some big trouble right there, but LeVere and company settle back out single file. They'll lead them on the back straightaway. And they go out of turn number 2 down, or back down the front straightaway, back to the line. It's going to be LeVere. He's out in front. Cole sits in second. Vincent third. There's your top 3. Brian Harvey sits in the number 5 position. He'll try to go to the inside and make a move on Jose Gonzalez for position number 4. We'll keep an eye on those drivers. They'll come to the line, less than 35 laps to go. As the field, we got big trouble. Trouble in the back. Big problems. 58, Justin Wilson and company get tangled. 22, John Milwane also involved. And one driver goes airborne. 58 goes for an e-ticket ride. And oh no, Doug Roth also caught up in it in the 43. Big trouble.
Wesley, I got it right here, bud. Looking at it, pull it back up on my monitor here. It's going to be the 51 machine of Doug Manning getting into the 58 car and going to go for an e-ticket ride. Both of them, 51 hard into the inside wall, and looks like a couple others involved as well.
Absolutely. Now joined up in the booth by the executive producer of ETV Live, and this is J.D. Webb. And J.D., I'll tell you what, buddy, big trouble, and we've seen this happen tonight. And another driver we've got to mention bad luck for, Doug Roth in the Stroker Races 43, now sliding like a dirt track car. And that's not what you want to see, because this is not a dirt track. They're not at the half mile across the road. This is a NASCAR asphalt track, and he's definitely busted the suspension on the 43 car.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, I just popped in from the trailer downstairs. I understand Michael having a little bit of difficulty, so I ran up the stairs and threw the door open. But I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a hit that the 51 was taking there. Doug Manning headed down pit road. It's going to be 4 tires and fuel for all these guys, I'm sure. And looked like Abbott may be rolling the dice, 2 tires and no fuel on this one, guys.
Absolutely. Cars on the pit road. LeVere, Harvey, Vincent, Cole. Right side goes up. They're going to add on 2 new sides of rubber. This will what we call the money stop. Less than 35 to go, 33 to go for the finish. They're going to jack up the right side of the car. Chad Cole's already down and away. Exit off pit road. Here they come. Cole, Vincent also pulling out. LeVere gets to the firing line first. LeVere comes off pit road, and he enters pit road first. Wow, what a great run for the 4-car, Michael. I'll tell you what, J.D. Webb, it could be his night, like I've told Michael Keaton, to go to victory lane in the 4.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, 33 laps to go here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Been watching from downstairs in the trailer, and I'll tell you what, it's been a heck of a race all night long. I can't believe the battles up and down the grid here, from the start to or from the front to the back. And I understand Michael is back in the saddle again, so I'll jump back downstairs, join John in the booth downstairs, and keep this thing rolling.
Thank you, J.D. Webb, for being my saving grace. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Two heads are always better than one when calling a race. Absolutely. And J.D. Webb, no stranger. And by the way, folks, I just want to throw this out there. When we come back for the restart, this Crank It Up will be for J.D. Webb. I understand he's got to go to the doctors, and he will be surgery Friday. Am I right, J.D.? I'm Michael Keaton. I want to say he goes to surgery Friday. I don't know if J.D.'s already left us or not, but I just want to say that Godspeed to J.D. Prayer for going under the knife. Everything comes out okay and a quick recovery, and we're definitely going to be praying for him. Keaton, we got a shootout, buddy. Okay, we've got a shootout coming to the finish of this deal. We've got a shootout here as it's coming to the wire, J.D. Webb. But again, buddy, I just wanted to say thoughts and prayers for you, buddy, as I know you got to step away for surgery. But, man, what a great thing you've got, and what a great thing ETV Live and HD Radio Network has for all the viewers for 2013.
Yeah, you bet. And again, thank you, Wesley. Surgery coming up this Friday. I've got pretty much all day tomorrow in the hospital doing pre-op stuff, but certainly not looking forward to the surgery. However, it would be nice to get the thing over with and get back in the saddle again. But a lot coming our way here in 2013 on ETV Live. 5 nights of racing. You don't want to miss it. And I tell you, if you're a racing fan, it's all right here at ETV Live, etv-eplay.net. But I'll let you guys get back at it here. We'll go over the schedule here towards the end of the race and have some fun here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, J.D. Webb, executive producer, and our guest announcer that pops in sporadically at any time something goes wrong. Great job. Lights are off the pace car. It'll be a 30-lap shootout. C.J. LeVere out in front. Michael Keaton, I'll tell you what, man, it's coming out of crunch time, and I think we saw money stops. But let's just talk about some things here while we get ready for the green. I understand John Abbott is rolling the dice. He didn't come to pit road, 2 tires and no fuel. That's all he took when he entered pit road. 2 tires, no fuel, rolling the dice for this final 29 laps.
Well, this is Las Vegas, last race of the season, and you know, nothing really to lose here. So Abbott's out there trying to get that win. You know, he's due one, but there's a lot of other drivers up here also due one. We mentioned Jose Gonzalez. He wants to win. Hey, Dwayne Vincent wants to win because he can get that $50. So is Chad Cole. He's up there as well. So a lot of guys wanting to win here and to finish the season off real strong here tonight, Wes.
Ready for the restart, this time by C.J. LeVere, Dwayne Vincent 1 and 2, Chad Cole, John Abbott 3 and 4, Jose Gonzalez and Bobby Wetzel 5 and 6, Chad Schillen, Matt LaCrosse 7 and 8, and Ed Williams Jr. and Brian Harvey 9th and 10th. And we've mentioned this many times, Michael Keaton. What a great job for some names that normally are not in the front. They're normally in the back. They're in the front now. What a great time for them to shine. This restart, this Crank It Up for J.D. Webb. We'll be praying for you, buddy. And thank you for all you do for ETV Live and all the listeners on the broadcast. That sound off, Crank It Up for J.D. Webb. Michael Keaton will definitely be praying for him. He goes for pre-op tomorrow and under surgery Friday. He'll definitely be under the knife, and he's going to be out of contention, but we definitely would not be where we're at with ETV without J.D. Webb.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, when I came on with ETV a year ago next month, you know, I signed on for the long haul, and JD's always been here, you know, and he's always been there, and while he's under the surgery and recuperating, he'll be missed. But we'll all be waiting anxiously for his return to get back into the saddle.
And the best thing we can do to keep going is the show must go on. It will go on. Racing will always be every Monday through Friday night. And if anybody's interested on the weekends, if John Wesley wants to do it on Saturday and Sunday, no, I'm just messing. They've got to have a break somewhere around the line. C.J. LeVere is out in front. Chad Cole is in second. And Michael Keaton, it just seems perfect enough to say, it seems like as it gets down to the wire, bam, here pops Chad Cole, ready to battle for victory. And not only battle for the championship, he's got that out of the way. Now he wants to win, and another added bonus going for $50. And if he wins tonight, it'll be his 5th win of the Icebreaker Winter Series this year.
Yeah, and that's not bad. 5 out of 10 races, Wes. If he were to win tonight, right now he's got 4. Yeah, that's a 500. As he looks underneath C.J. LeVere down the backstretch to claim the lead for maybe is this the first time that Cole's led tonight?
I'll check that guy. George Wood, our statistician, the professor, if anybody knows it, he would. And it would be Chad Cole's first time leading tonight. We'll find out here real quickly as they come back to the line, into the corner. You got John Abbott and Bobby Wetzel still going at it. Chad Schilling's in that battle. And don't count Ed Williams Jr. How about a great job for the ETV Live Radio number 65 car. And another mention for a driver that's had problems throughout the night. He started 28th, Michael Gray in the 70 car, now up to 13th.
Yeah, and you mentioned the 65 of Ed Williams Jr. Last week at Kentucky. Ed Williams Jr. putting that Chevrolet into the 5th spot. And now he's worked up into the 6th as Jose Gonzalez looks underneath Cole, possibly out of turn 2.
They're both going to look up underneath him, and so is Dwayne Vincent. Man, Michael Keaton, they are just slamming each other all down the back straightaway. And I'm not talking about, nobody's giving anybody room. They are sliding cars below the white line. They're being pushed below the white line because everybody's getting antsy. Abbott, problems. Abbott now starting to make a run on the inside of Chad Cole. This is going to be for 3rd spot and maybe more. The Strucker Races number 10, ready to go to victory lane. Could it be the last race of the year for him to do it? He's a sitting duck by himself because all of his other team cars are in the back or behind the wall. But he looks strong. Rolling the dice, Michael Keaton. 2 tires, no fuel, ready to go for the finish now at less than 13 to go. 23.
Looks like it's not a bad move for Abbott, just taking right sides only as he works underneath the number 6 of Dwayne Vincent. Jose Gonzalez is next. He's sitting 3rd. 10 of Abbott sitting real pretty as he follows in pursuit behind Chad Cole, the points championship contender.
Another battle you want to talk about, the 20. Oh, we got contact. John Abbott slams into the 11 of Jose Gonzalez. They make contact to the bottom of the racetrack. Both drivers fighting to go to victory lane, and it all goes up in smoke for the Puerto Rico native and the number 11 and the number 10 of John Abbott. Wow.
It almost looks like to me, Wes, that when the Chad Cole slipped up in front of the number 11 of Jose Gonzalez, Jose wasn't thinking nothing of it, went down underneath to do the crossover move on the backstretch, and Abbott was right there as we're under caution here. The number 10 of Abbott hitting the inside wall, end over end nearly as he comes to a rest on the backstretch. C.J. LeVere keeping the lead here. Chad Cole 2nd. Dwayne Vincent 3rd. Chad Schilling 4th. Ed Williams Jr. 5th. Bobby Wetzel 6th. Brian Harvey 7th. Matt LaCrosse 8th. Adam Roberts 9th. And White Wolf Jr. back there in 10th, Wes.
Michael Keaton, I'm now on the in-car audio with John Abbott. John, buddy, you wanted to roll the dice. 2 tires, no fuel, and you were rallying to the front. What happened, dude?
Gathered up here, wrecking on the back stretch.
And he's still all smiles after everything that happened. What happened between you and Jose? Just racing and you locked up horns and around you went?
I mean, y'all tell me. I thought I held a good line, man. This number 10 car was hauling butt to the front. I just blew up. But she was fast. 2 tires worked great. Everything was working. I think, I haven't seen the ruin yet, but I think he just door slammed me, wrecked me.
I don't think he meant to.
Big trouble there, and it's got to be a disappointment for you. But of course, you have a week off to prepare for the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series at Daytona in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I got that to look forward to, but yeah, I'm pretty disappointed. I think we had a good enough car to win this thing. I'm disappointed.
John, this is Mike up in the booth. It kind of looked like when Chad Cole was on the bottom, we were right behind Chad Cole. And it looked like when Chad come out of turn 2 and went up high, Jose Gonzalez had so much momentum that he wanted to carry it down the backstretch, I guess, if you will, and try to sneak up underneath you. And you were there. I mean, that was all she wrote. Just going for the same piece of real estate.
Yeah, absolutely. And John Abbott, man, thank you so much for your time. And now we're going to holler at Jose Gonzalez, the other driver involved in his side of what happened. You heard from John Abbott. Now, Jose, man, I was rooting for you. It looked like tonight could be the night you could have went to victory lane. What happened in the 11 car?
That was my bad. I feel very bad for John. John's a great guy, and Chad Cole just, he cut in front of me, and I was either lift or turn left not to hit him, and it was just a moment reaction. I just saw him cut in front of me, so I went left, and I guess there was the 10 car, man.
He's saying he held his line and you ran into him. Is that kind of pretty much the way you kind of see things too, Jose?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he has nothing to do with it. I just went left to avoid Chad, and I didn't think there was anybody there.
Definitely, Michael Keaton. You got anything for Jose Gonzalez? It's a disappointing run for him.
Yeah, I mean, I see what exactly happened. I mean, Chad Cole snuck the car up high in front of Jose. Jose had so much momentum coming out of the corner, as well did Chad Cole, having so much momentum coming out of turn 2 as well. And Jose doing what any driver would have done, trying to do the crossover move coming out of turn 2, going right back underneath Chad Cole. We've seen it all night. And just at that same moment, John Abbott was in that line, going for the same piece of real estate that Jose went towards, and two people can't be on the same piece of real estate. We've seen it. We see it every night. This happen, and that's just part of racing. It's just a racing accident.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would call it a crossover, because that wasn't my intention. Because I wanted to stay in the high line at all costs. I didn't want to go in the low line. You cannot pass on the low line here. I just tried to avoid. I didn't think I would hit anybody in there.
Yeah, John Abbott just sent a reply and said, "I don't think you saw me, Jose. We'll get him next time." So definitely cooler heads prevail. Man, enjoy your week off. Well, I know you'll be at the RSR, the Outlaw Racing Truck Series event, their final race of the year, coming up at Rockingham this Thursday night. No, I believe we're going to be at Kentucky for the final race of the year. Man, I have so many stuff going on in my schedule, trying to think of it, but I know that will be the final race of the year for the RSR Outlaw Truck Series, and I know you've been a part of that. Enjoy your time off, and we'll see you for the Full Throttle Cup Series coming up in 2 weeks at Daytona.
All right, man. Take care.
Definitely. Hey, give us the Spanish goodbye for the road on ETV Live before you get on out of here.
Y nos vemos, Real Sim Racing.
I love it. Thank you, Jose.
Later.
Wow, he's a class act, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get ready for the restart. By the way, this just come in from Stat Guy, George Wood. Nathan Bowers took 3 tires. Doug Fleming took 6 tires. Chad Cole took a full tank, 5 tires, and a spare in the trunk. And so we've got some guys with extra rubber on the racetrack as we come to green flag.
And man, what a jump from Chad Cole there in the #1 position right now, going into turn 2. Chad Schilling in second. Wayne Vincent now trying to work underneath him coming out of turn 2. It looks like some things have just gotten a little bit settled out on the racetrack, and now Chad Cole can kind of just sit there and hang out for the rest of the race, it looks like.
And how about no quit Chad Schilling? in the 25. Rallies back to the front. He's in second. As they come to the line. Oh, we got trouble. Car on the wall. Brian Harvey. Contact with C.J. LeVere. Those cars were in 4th and 5th spot. Now it takes out many more. Michael Gray's involved. Ed Williams Jr.'s involved. Block the path. Get out. Oh, man. We've got a Waffle House at turn 1 and 2. They are smothered, covered, and scattered out of the front straightaway.
And it's going to start in 4th position where C.J. LeVere was working the outside of the 67 of Brian Harvey down the front stretch. We've seen it multiple times tonight. The Tri-Oval here at Las Vegas has claimed another victim.
Big trouble. Another caution. And I've lost count how many yellow flags that is. Stat guy, put it in our box if you know. I want to say it's caution 10, 11. A very eventful season finale for the Icebreaker Winter Series, to say the least, Michael Keaton. Maybe the ground, maybe the track is thawed out. It's not hot anymore. The racing, definitely, everybody is excited and heated up for the Full Throttle Cup Series to get here. The ice has definitely thawed for the finale here tonight.
Whew. You know, I'm looking back, and I saw Ed Williams Jr., you know, like you mentioned, who was involved in that wreck. It almost looked like he had it cleared. And then the 88 of Adam Roberts just out of control, spinning just like anybody else would. And, man, I tell you, a lot of people taken out in that wreck.
Big trouble. Big trouble. And it's coming down to the wire here. I understand we've got to replay an e-ticket ride in the 3rd car tonight to have an e-ticket ride. And another stat, Michael Keaton, we mentioned trouble spots, Calamity Corner. It's the front straightaway. A majority of these cautions have happened on the front stretch or exiting off the front straightaway. And it's been some nasty crashes here tonight.
Yeah, out of all places, you know, the front stretch, as you mentioned, it must be tricky loose, and because you would think that most tracks, you know, you see the wrecks coming out of the turns, out of turn 2, out of turn 4, but the way Vegas is just shaped, it's got that tricky tri-oval, I guess you could call it, and a lot of people ain't rolling the dice correct on the craps table here tonight at Vegas.
In the in-car audio booth we go. Adam Roberts. Adam definitely showing some displeasures. What happened to that wreck, buddy?
Oh, I think just a combination of the time bomb number 4 and wrong place at the wrong time.
Just basically give your take of what happened, because it looked like you guys might have been fighting for the same piece of real estate. Nobody was going to lift. And by the way, this just in. Patrick Hahey, the official, has given C.J. LeVere an end-of-lap penalty.
Well, I mean, rightfully so. I don't think he realizes what patience is. You know, he was the only car out there with 4 tires, and he just decided to push the issue on lap 3/4 and took a lot of good cars out. That happens a lot.
Michael Keaton, my partner, you got anything for Adam Roberts?
Yeah, Adam, you got any plans to run the Full Throttle Cup Series?
At this point, you know, I'm going to try and, you know, take a week to think about it and muster up some patience and see if I even feel like it. I hate all these cautions.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. A lot of guys that we've interviewed tonight here, that's in a couple of the wrecks, we've asked them, you know, this being the last race of the Icebreaker Series, just kind of like a warm-up type race for the big deal. I mean, you know, this is the 10th race. Chad Cole's wrapped up the championship, so not too much to lose here tonight. And just getting everybody's thoughts on going into the 2-week break and then the February 25th Daytona. But if you plan to run it, man, good luck.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. You know, it's just frustrating. You know, I always work so hard coming from the back, and then I always get up there and something stupid happens. So.
Tough break there. Adam Roberts, I always call him calm, cool, collective. Hang in there, man. I think you're going to win one eventually.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for always being there for us.
Absolutely. That is the driver there, Adam Roberts. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will take you flag to flag to the finish from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This is ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network, and the final race of the year with the Icebreaker Winter Series. It's been a good one. You better YouTube the replay of this one. I guarantee you'll enjoy it.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadioNetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude. If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products, reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com, and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
Ready for the final 10 laps, flag to flag on ETV Live and the HD Radio Network. Wesley Outley and Michael Keaton up top side. They're single file down the backstretch. Michael Keaton coming to the line. It'll be 10 laps to go. Chad Cole is out in front. Vincent second. And no quit, Chad Schilling sitting in third.
During the break, Wes, the 25 of Chad Schilling and Dwayne Vincent were side-by-side racing, allowing Chad Cole to get a little bit of a head start there. And now, look, Dwayne Vincent within a half of a car length behind Chad Cole in turn 2. Oh, that's bad news for Cole as they exit turn 2.
And the battle will heat up for the lead, and they're battling out for $50. Cole gets sideways. He goes to the inside. He gets loose. He'll gather it back in. Cole to the outside lane. Vincent to the inside lane. They're door-to-door for the lead. The Cobra going after Chad Cole for the lead. The champion of RSR in the Icebreaker Winter Series. Now it's all about the money. Here in Roll the Dice Vegas. They're door-to-door for the lead in turn 1.
Whew, I bet Chad Cole's a little nervous on the outside as Dwayne Vincent's on the inside. A little draft and help possibly from Bobby Wetzel. Who knows, but here comes Chad Schilling on the outside and out of turn 2. Cole still with the lead.
Bobby Wetzel's got a victory lane before in the trucks, but will he finally seal the deal in the cars of the Icebreaker Winter Series? And what better time to do it than the final race of the year? Out of turn 4, to the line, 8 to go, down to the stripe. Chad Cole out in front, Vincent second, Schilling, Wetzel top 4, throw a blanket over him, and look at Wyatt Wolf Jr. He's fifth on their dogtail out of turn 4. And Matt Lacrosse, all 3 cars in the money in the top 6 out of turn 2.
Matt Lacrosse into the wall in turn 2. Way out of the throttle down west. Matt Lacrosse in 6th position. And here comes Schilling.
I'm telling you, keep an eye on no quit Chad Schilling in the 25 Chevrolet Impala. He'll try to make a move on the inside of Dwayne Vincent. Chad Cole now back out in front. Vincent to his inside. 6 laps to go. Cole now leads to, no, not anymore. Vincent takes the lead on the inside of turn 1 and 2.
Now Chad regains the lead coming out of turn 2 down the backstretch. Vincent will have to get back in line. The draft works here at Vegas. They go into turn 3, nose to tail. And now the 3rd and 4th place drivers side by side coming out of turn 4. They touch, but no harm, no foul.
Oh, yeah, they touch. Bottom line, I wouldn't want to put my hands between them. I'd be losing a hand. They come, or maybe a couple of fingers or fingernails, if that matter, as they battle into the corner. Here they come down into the air cat hair for that mix as well, if you want to talk about throwing a cat in the middle between those two cars. Chad Schilling and Wyatt Wolf Jr., they made contact a moment ago. They got a little bit loose. And how about another car I want to mention? Nathan Bowers. He's up in that battle as well in car number 85 with a good run for him. But the man out in front, your leader, we got 5 to go. Cole leads the battle, but here comes Wetzel. He's got a burst of power. Now he'll go to the inside, to the outside, and hook up with Cole back into turn 1.
Vincent down to the bottom of the racetrack. Left side tires on the white line. Bobby Wetzel comes up high. Barely misses the wall coming out of turn 2. Good momentum run for him. Vincent's going to be stuck in a bad spot here going into 3.
They go into turn number 3, and the battle heats up for the lead. $50 on the line, and the winner, the champion of the Icebreaker Winter Series. Now it's all out to lose. Mono, E-Mono, 1 and 2. Vincent and Cole. What about Mono, E-Mono? You better look out behind you, Wesley. Wetzel, Wolf, Schilling, all in the hunt. Don't count out. Also Bowers. Anybody's hungry to get a victory, but they got to beat the 2 top dogs of the Icebreaker Winter Series to get it done. They're on the backstretch in turn 3, coming to 3 to go.
Bobby Wetzel still fighting for all the 19 Logitech Chevrolets worth as Dwayne Vincent down on the bottom. Can't quite reel Cole in. He's now side by side with Wetzel out of turn 4. The draft can't help Vincent now as he tries to pull something together coming into 1.
Back into turn number 1, 3 laps to go. Here comes Vincent on the inside, Cole to the outside. It's magical. They're door to door off the corner in unison in second and third. The second row still right there with each other. Schilling now going to try to make a move on the drivers of Wetzel and Wolf. Wolf goes to the inside. He'll hook up with Vincent. Now he'll move from 5th to now 3rd as they exit off turn number 4 to the line. Flagman's got 2 cross flags, 2 to go. They're back into turn 1 with Chad Cole holding off a hornet's nest of 500 competitors going at it in turn number 1.
A couple of weeks ago in an interview, I asked Dwayne Vincent, Dwayne, would you wreck your grandmother to win a race? And he said yes.
Chad Schilling goes around. Trouble also going around is Wyatt Wolf Jr.
That'll do it.
Sorry, that is Nathan Bowers. Nathan Bowers and Chad Schilling have wrecked, and the caution's out. And
that'll do it.
Is going to win this race. They're coming to the white flag, Michael Keaton. This race is over. The season's over. The winner wins the battle, wins the war. Chad Cole's done it.
Chad Cole has won the race and won the championship all in one night, and Dwayne Vincent finishes 2nd. Man.
Wow.
If that would have stayed dream, Wes. You think Vincent, I mean, you know, he said that he'd wreck his grandmother to win a race, and I tell you what, buddy, he was putting the pressure on Chad Cole right there in the turns, just waiting for him to mess up.
Big trouble there at the end, and I want to throw something out there. Yeah, definitely, Chad Cole going at it, coming to the line. As I know Michael Keaton is, we're going to be getting Chad Cole into our booth here in just a moment, but as they'll come to the line, this will make it official. Out of turn 4, he wins the battle, and guess what? He wins the war. Rolls the dice at Vegas. Snake Eyes erupted on the last lap, but he pockets $50 in the end. And your winner is Chad Cole, the champion, the winner at Vegas, and your 500 on the year, 5 out of 10 wins. What a great season for the number 8 car.
Yeah, I just can't believe I was able to cap it off the way I did. Just the new drafting model and the tires, it's just so hard to pass here. And when CJ pitted, I just knew I had to stay out, do the opposite of what he did, and it was the right call. Just had to be out front in that fresh air, and was able to stay there too.
Absolutely, and he will now get kicked off the post-race show here for us. What a great job for you. As iLeagueRace.com post-race show begins talking to Chad Cole, champion, and obviously it just makes it ever so sweet winning the last race of the year. And did you go into that mindset knowing, okay, I've already locked up the championship as we're about to see them line them up down on the front straightaway? as we see him light him up down on the front straightaway. But, you know, Chad, I just wanted to throw out, knowing that you've already locked up the championship, how did that make you feel about this last race tonight here at Vegas?
Well, yeah, not just the last race, but $50 on the line from Greg Netherwood, who actually I need to thank because he got me into the Blizzard bonus to win the $50 by subbing for me at Homestead. So that's kind of funny how that works out. But I just had to go for it like always. Just the way the tires and the drafting is, I just kind of wanted to hang out there for a little while, and which I did, and was able to get back through there. Actually got in the wall and had to fix a bunch of damage, and got back way back too far and kind of just hung there for way too long. But cautions came, people were wrecking, I was able to avoid them, just pick them off. Really is, like I said, tough to pass, pick them off as hard as it was to pass.
Great job, man. Awesome job. Keaton, you got anything for the champion before we go to break?
Yeah, just a fascinating job tonight, Chad. You know, you kind of fooled me. I thought that you were gonna you scared a couple of the people in the broadcast tonight, probably a little bit. You got into the wall a little bit. You kind of went backwards, and I thought maybe you were just going to ride out and finish in the top 5, top 10 somewhere. And then, man, talk about coming up and sneaking a victory out beneath Dwayne Vincent's feet there towards the end, man. Just an incredible race for you. And like you said, to cap a win and the $50 and the championship all in one night. Talk about a momentum boost going into the 2013 Full Throttle Cup Series. Man, I tell you, good job.
Yeah, I'd like to think it's momentum to Full Throttle, but these are two different beasts and by themselves. And I kind of learned a little bit something from CJ on his restarts. You know, he's checking out a little bit too much. I bet he's starting in first, and you know, I tried first, and yeah, that really got me out of the gate real well. It was a quick shift to third or second gear, but you just get rolling so fast there, and that's kind of how I checked out on Dwayne in the early laps of the restarts.
Recapping the season: 2nd at Michigan, 2nd at Atlanta, 1st at Dover, 7th at Homestead, 1st at Rockingham, 5th at Talladega, 1st at Charlotte, 1st at Indianapolis, 2nd last week in Kentucky, and he pockets an extra $50. He's the champion of the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series and wins at Vegas. He wins the battle and the war, the number 8 of Chad Cole. Thank you, champion. Great job, and we'll see you for the Full Throttle Cup Series. Now let's go to Michael Keaton, who's with our 2nd place finisher in the race here tonight and the championship, number 6, the Cobra, Dwayne Vincent, and a great season for him coming up 2nd.
Yeah, good job tonight, Dwayne Vincent. Man, tell you what, fascinating race there towards the end. It looked like for a second Chad Cole was probably going to pull away about a half of a turn away, and then the two of you started to quit racing, and then you got behind Chad Cole by half of a car length. The broadcast got really crazy, and you and Chad Cole put on one heck of a show, man. Talk to us about if that one would have finished. Would you have pulled out the I wrecked my grandmother to win a race?
I don't think I'd have wrecked him, man. I got too much respect for Chad Cole, man. But what a race! I'm still shaking. I'm wore out. Yeah, I backed off a little bit, and I was for that last lap, and I was going to try to get a run. I knew he was going to protect the outside, and that's where you had to be. But I was going to try to get a run and go on the inside. But what a race!
And talking about, you know, guys breathing down your neck while you're trying to set Chad Cole up for a possible pass. You had White Wolf Jr. back there all over the back end of you. Bobby Wetzel was left underneath you, back and forth, and then Matt Lacrosse also too. You say that you're sweating and all, but there's so much going on. It's not just the guy ahead of you. You got people underneath you, behind you.
Yeah.
You know, it's insane.
Yeah, man, I was driving just as much out of the mirror as it was the windshield. That was some really good racing. Everybody raced it clean. But, yeah, it was very, very hectic.
Well, Dwayne, last question, man. Who makes it happen for you?
All the teammates at Red Ass and all the guys at RSR, everything they do, man. I'm having a blast with this league, and all you guys at ETV. We appreciate everything, man.
Absolutely. And to throw it down to Wesley, who's just caught up with the number 63 Chevrolet of White Wolf Jr.
Wyatt Wolf, man, what a great job for you and your Chevrolet. Great way to start the upcoming Full Throttle Cup Series season, and I think you're going to be a threat to watch when the season gets started at Daytona in 2 weeks. Great finish for you, finishing in third.
I appreciate that, Wesley. It's been a rough one for me starting out here at RSR, and got the bugs worked out, got the car dialed in, and tonight showed. You know, it's funny, a lot of guys are saying they preferred the outside line tonight, and honestly, I was preferring more the bottom, dominating the corner. I was getting some runs, but man, when we were side by side, you couldn't do nothing. It was just kind of hold your line, and whichever lane prevailed, you went with it.
And awesome of it, and I'll tell you what, with this finish, you will at least finish in the top 10 in the point standing, so a good run for you in the 63 car.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, that feels pretty good. This is a tough place when you're running 35, 40 drivers plus. I started out, I think the first 2 nights in this division wrecked. Didn't even know if I'd make the top 15, so to make top 10, I feel blessed. It was a battle between the teammate and I, Bobby Wetzel, and unfortunately I got him at the line tonight too. It was real close. So yeah, no, I'm stoked about the top 10.
Got to be a momentum booster for you. You're going to enjoy this week off and get ready to give it all hell for the Full Throttle Cup Series. Obviously, the mindset of a driver like yourself, you know, do you want to go in there in the first 26 races, or is it talking about making the chase, or is it just right now just rolling the cards out from Daytona, see where you fall? What's the mindset going as you get ready for the this long 36-week rolling schedule?
You know, to be honest with you, you probably noticed I'm not the type of driver that goes balls out right away. I'm more of a strategic driver. I'm going to use that same theory going into the new season here. Try to get some top 20s, avoid the big wrecks, and hopefully when it comes down to the end of the 26 races, I'm there in 12th or 10th place or whatever, and battling for the championship, because that's where it counts. Try to get some wins if I can, but you know they're a dime a dozen. And when you're driving guys like Chad Cole and Dwayne Vincent and Chad Schilling and all these guys, they don't give an inch. They drive you hard, and just gonna do what I can do. We're switching over to Fords whenever they're available this year. We're gonna throw some variety into it, so maybe come on strong with some Fords when they kick out and rolling.
And, of course, that's one of the drivers that will have the quest for the Bob Earl Racing Seat VRC MK2 chassis. Of course, coming up, that's Wyatt Wolf in the 63. Once again, before we throw it to J.D. Webb, our executive producer, to close it out, thank you to all of our sponsors. Of course, Bob Earl Racing and the Winter is Motorsports Show, Gary Mercer Trucking, Inside Sim Racing, Fast Tracks Racing Weekly Live, ETV Live, iLeagueRace.com, proud sponsor again of our post-race show, the Pit Report, ETV Live, and the HD Radio Network, as well as Derek Spear Designs. Michael Keaton, final thoughts, buddy, before we throw it to J.D. Webb to close it out. 10 races in the books. It's been a long winter. It's flew by some because we've had racing like this on the brain. But, man, we have 1 week off, and then it's full throttle, baby, down at Daytona for Speed Weeks and 36 grueling weeks to find out who's going to be the next holder of the Bob Earl Racing Seat.
Yeah, now that we've got the Winter Icebreaker Series behind us, I can't wait to get to the warmer climate weather down in Florida at the Daytona. And the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series that you mentioned gets fired up Monday night, February 25th. Looking forward to a big, exciting season with those guys. Landon Huffman takes home the prize of the Bob Earl Racing cockpit seat last year. Who brings it home this year? Dwayne Vincent's a favorite. Chad Cole's a favorite. Could Wyatt Wolf Jr. possibly slip in there and maybe give it to his dad as a gift as senior recuperates? Who knows?
We'll find out. And, of course, want to throw it in here for Michael Keaton. And, of course, I'm Wesley Outland. Dakota Ehrman, always a great job on pit road. J.D. Webb, I think as me and Michael Keaton and Dakota being what you would call the A broadcast team for ETV Live, which means we mainly do a lot of the races, but there are so many other people behind the scenes. Buddy, I just want to tell you in closing, we will all be praying for you. Thoughts and prayers with this procedure you have to have. We'll be thinking about you, and we will continue to keep thinking about you while having fun and doing it with the RSR Racing Series as well as all the other great things we're doing. Thoughts and prayers, buddy. Godspeed to you, and take us home, sir.
You bet. I appreciate it, Wesley, and Michael and everybody here at Real Sim Racing. But first, I want to say howdy to Wyatt Wolf, a good friend of mine from days gone by. It's been a long time. Wyatt, congratulations on your third-place finish here tonight. Of course, Dwayne and Chad as well. Chad winning the Icebreaker Series. But I tell you what, we ain't done yet, Cowboy. There's a whole lot more coming your way. Monday night, this all starts on February 25th. This breaks open the 2013 broadcast season for ETV Live. Monday night at 9:30, Real Sim Racing back in the saddle again with the Full Throttle Cup Series. And I'll tell you, if you missed it last season, you want to tune in this season and catch some awesome racing. Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, ETV Live Team Series Racing, sponsored by HD Radio Network. This all starts on February 26th. And I'll tell you, if you remember back, Jerry Wolf of the Arcade Days, about 2010, awesome team racing, dude. It's not about who wins the race. It's about where your team finishes on the grid. Wednesday nights, ongoing series, Maritime iRacing League, short track racing, late model style, Cowboy. I'll tell you what, some good stuff happening here at 7 o'clock on Wednesday nights. And then back in the saddle again with Real Sim Racing, picking up another series sponsored by Inside Sim Racing TV. This one starts on February 25th, 9:30. Asphalt Assault Series, nationwide cars, guys. And then we end the week on Friday night at 8 o'clock with Super Speedway Cup Series. Or excuse me, at 9 o'clock on Friday nights. This starts this week on February 15th. And I'll tell you, Super Speedway, everybody goes ho-hum, Talladega, Daytona, but you want to catch this one. This is shootout style Super Speedway. You're talking heat races, A and B mains. It's racing like you can't believe, dude. So a lot of stuff coming here on ETV Live. We're going to take a few days off here a little bit and get ready for the 2013 season, and back in the saddle again.
Absolutely. So remember, go to etv-eplay.net, and so many other great things going on. And, of course, J.D. Webb, our thoughts and prayers with you. Great job by John Wesley running the boards for Michael Keaton. Dakota Ehrman, always a great job on pit road. John Wesley and J.D. Webb, field folks with HD Radio Network. I am Wesley Outland. Good night. God bless. He wins the battle. He wins the war. Champion and winner here at Vegas for the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series. Enjoy your week off, because we're going to need it as we go full throttle in the quest for the Marlboro Racing seat in 2 weeks at Daytona on Monday night, January 25th. Good night and God bless.